Welcome back, NFHell Week 14, the weekly show where I, Midwest Jet, Dames Marvs. We'll get to our guests in a second. We pick the games. We talk about the games. We talk about NFL news. We do all of that jazz. We also have our buddy come in, Ricky, does a little gambling for you. So if you like gambling, stick around into the show. He'll help you, gamble responsibly. If you want to win money, you'd probably want to watch and make those bets. So like I said, we have a couple guests. Dames Marvs, you know him.
All right, we'll do this. We got Rodeo Raider, right?
Hell yeah.
Otherwise known as James Jimmy Hat, whatever you want to call him. And then we got this little guy right here. You may recognize him from the first 3 episodes of NFL season 1. And then he left for maternity leave, and now he's back. He's back.
That's not why I left. My team sucks. My team sucks.
He's the VIKINGS defender. So here we go.
Not defender. Absolutely not. They're gonna get ripped alive today.
Well, I mean, they might actually. We could hashtag this is hashtag Throwback Thursday, since we have been on the show. Boom. Coming out on Thursday.
Shout out to Gobo, though, because the Packers beat the Chiefs, so go Pack.
Yeah. I guess maybe some people are probably asking, where's G-Man, Jass, and Goat? We don't know.
We gave him the day off because these two are playing each other this week.
Listen, I just answered the phone yesterday, okay? I guess this should be a lesson. Don't answer your phone, guys, even if you recognize the number.
Yeah. You know the drill. We start off with the news. We got some news going. I don't know how bad he's hurt, guys. T-Law, Big Dick, Dames, your boy.
We got to start with the college football playoffs, bro.
Oh, yeah, you want to start
This shit sucks. This shit sucks. College football playoff sucks.
FSU got screwed.
I think everyone's in agreement on that.
So let's here's what I want to say. Aaron Rodgers gets hurt in the first game of the season. We all consider that the Jets are out of the playoffs, no matter what. That's basically what's happened here.
I mean, were they wrong, though, then? Are they wrong?
I'm not moving away from the Jets. That's a metaphor for what happened.
Jails, you're on like your 14th quarterback.
But a few years back, Ohio State played a second-string quarterback, and they got to the playoffs that year with the second. I mean, they were third string because of the concussion this week. But, yeah, the Ohio State did make it with the second string. I mean, they did kick ass in that game, but not as close as Ohio State was.
The regular season is a gauntlet, regardless. Football games are hard to win. If you win all of them without fail, and there are other teams that get in that lost, you are being jobbed.
Can I play devil's advocate for just a second?
Please.
Okay, the argument I've seen online, and Cowturd made this argument. Colin Cowturd, resident turd of the internet. Resident fucking turd of the internet. Don't get me started on him. Anyway, I listen to him because he makes me angry, and it's funny. Yeah. So his argument was the ACC is terrible, which it is. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to debate that the ACC is good this year. The shitty thing about specifically this year for FSU is if they were playing anybody not Louisville in that title game that was actually a good team, they probably get in. Or if Georgia wins, they're certainly in, because I don't see how you put Oregon in. I don't see how you put Bama in if they lose. So the whole thing was you're not leaving the SEC champion out, was basically the argument, which I disagree with, but because I think Bama's terrible and I think they're going to get whipped by Michigan. But
do you?
Oh, I think Michigan's going to kill them, and then I think Washington's probably going to win. I'm picking Washington to win this whole thing, just because I don't see Texas beating them.
Dames likes that.
Yeah, Dames likes that.
They're an underdog. Do you guys believe that? Again.
Texas is terrible. What?
We beat Oregon the first time. The second time, we're a 10-point dog.
And Oklahoma State got killed by UCF like 3 weeks ago. And I mean, it's not like Texas did anything spectacular against Mike Gundy. I'm a man.
I mean, I'm not always gonna say it, but if Alabama's in it, I always feel like they're the favorite, no matter what.
No, they're not. This is the worst Alabama team. Maybe
yeah,
ever.
I mean that
I thought
4th and
Georgia was the
31
best,
from
and
the
they just beat
4th and
Georgia.
goal from the 31, and I mean they prevents you from winning because they rushed 2 people and freaking he had all day long. He was waiting on a bus, chucks it up, and the guy caught it.
I mean,
Why does every fan know the prevent defense is a no-go, but it still happens almost
Coaches don't.
time.
Coaches don't.
Oh my God.
Every time I see the prevent defense, I'm like, okay, they're going to get like 40 yards here. Easy.
right.
Yeah, I've never seen it. 4th and goal from the 31, and they scored a touchdown. And the
He threw
corner.
it in that little window, though.
Corner. Yeah, it was crazy. Nuts.
I know, nuts. Anyway, so
The Big
BCS,
Ten championship game was awful. Can we just get that?
we all knew that was. I mean,
we had this discussion via text. I did with like at least 5 people saying, here's what it should be. You know damn well they're not going to leave out the SEC. We all knew it. We all saw it coming.
I texted my top 4 Saturday night.
Yeah, we talked about it. We're like, this is what it should be. And then the next day, we're like, God, we knew it. We knew it. And it's shit. It's
Okay,
It's all
even if Jordan
politics.
Travis
You can't,
doesn't get
yeah, if they claim SEC's the best, well then they got to have at least one of them in there. So
and let's not act like it's going to be better with this 12-team playoff next year, because it's not. It's going to get worse, if anything, because there's going to be more egregious stupidity like this.
less bitching.
who gets the 1 seed, who gets the 2, and then who gets the 4.
Yeah.
Then to be like they should have had the 5 when Bama got the 3, and then they're going to play a lesser opponent. I mean, yeah, they're still going to be bitching because you're never gonna, unless you have like, I don't know, and I don't know the answer actually because there's just too many teams. I feel like, I don't know, a top 12 though. You're going to be, it's got to be closer, doesn't it? I mean, who's top 12 this year? I mean, do you really care about the 18th, the 13th ranked team right now?
I mean, let's be honest. If the playoff was 12 teams this year, Tulane would be in, and they don't have a Skyways chance in hell. So,
and SUM just demolished them. I couldn't believe that. I was shocked about that one. So,
All right,
but let's be honest. Tulane would have been in because they were the 12. They would have been in.
right. But then, so can they vote differently though? Next year, can they do the same thing where they're like, well, this isn't good for the, the whatever of the sport, the quality. So
Jails, they don't know what they're doing. That's the point.
I mean, that is the point. That is the point. All right, let's move on to some NFL news. I already jumped the gun on it, but Big Dick Lawrence last night. I don't know if anybody, you guys all probably watched. We all watched.
That was a horrible game.
Yeah.
That was terrible. That was an awful football game.
Right. So I heard today is it a high ankle sprain or just a
high ankle sprain is what they're claiming.
For T-Lo.
No surgery is what Peterson's saying right now, anyways.
So he's just going to tough it out and like.
I mean, I thought it was broke. I mean, it took him 30 minutes to get him off the field.
He did that to himself, really, because he buckled before the hit, and the hit just exacerbated.
Well, he planted his foot weird. That's what happened.
That was weird. I thought he's gone for a long time,
and they blamed it on the wide receiver for running the wrong mark. He had to pump it back. I'm like, come on, people.
Maybe his dick got in the way.
Yeah, I think that's
exactly.
definitely it.
But that's also maybe why he doesn't need surgery, because he's got super lower extremities.
But you're at home. Where's the golf cart at? I mean, that was just ugly. I mean, he's like, he couldn't even walk. It took him 30 minutes to get him off the field. I mean, get the guy a gator, a golf cart, whatever. Get him off the field.
Or like have 2 linemen take him off.
Yeah.
I don't understand why the trainers don't have to live. Like when a big old lineman, they do that too. The like little guys are like trying to hold. You're like, can you just get another lineman to help carry him off? Like, come on, man. Other quarterbacks, Kenny Pickett, kind of the same thing. He decided to have surgery. So I think that was last week. He's going to be out 2 to 3.
2 to 4 is what they're saying, but they said he had it to get back quicker. So I don't know what the difference is between him or Lawrence.
Okay, here's my thing with Pickett, though. They were already talking about benching him, so I don't think they're that mad.
I mean,
Trubisky? Do you want Trubisky? You want Mitch?
Yeah. Come on, Mitch.
I mean, I think Trubisky might be better than Pickett.
Oh, I don't know about that.
That's debate. No,
No.
I might be with you. I might be on that train too. What's Pickett done? He can't throw the ball past like 15 yards, dude.
Dude, you guys, Trubisky.
That Steelers team is stupid, though. Can we be honest? That Steelers team is stupid. They win games they have no business winning.
Wow,
yeah, they average less than 200 yards. They're like Iowa. Oh, not to be back on the college.
They are Iowa. They're that. Dang, that's.
I'm pretty sure the University of Iowa could beat this Steelers team.
They couldn't score though. It'd be 0-0. It'd be tied. They would play 60, 70 minutes. It'd be 0-0 at the end of the
game. We're gonna stay on quarterback news, and this is just kind of a quick one. G-Man Jazz last week was blabbing on about Danny DeVito on his team, hopefully starting for the Giants. Yeah, and then don't be putting Tyrod in. Tyrod's healthy. Coach came out, said, nope, we're sticking with the hometown kids.
Is Daboll going to get fired? I think
Daboll said he deserved it. So, I mean, we'll see what happens.
I think the Giants are dumb enough to fire Daboll.
I don't think
he's got a job with the Chargers waiting for him.
Yep. I think that might be the call.
I think he'll be fine with it. He'll be fine with it.
Does he resign at the end of the year if that Chargers
But
job
he didn't
opens
sign
up?
Jones. The ownership GM signed Jones, so that's not his fault. So,
I don't know. With him, though. That's what I've been saying.
Does Daboll just say, fuck it, I'm leaving at the end of the season? Because I could see him doing that.
But the Chargers won't pay him. The Chargers don't pay anybody. So that's the thing. I don't think they would pay him.
That's good. That's true because in New York, he does that. I mean, just let's be honest. New York's where the money's at. I mean,
well, if Sean McDermott gets fired, which is like a very real thing at this point, maybe Daboll just goes back to Buffalo.
Wow.
Oh, he could. That's true too, though.
That's true.
I never really thought about that.
Josh Allen's best season under him as OC, so that was his MVP.
Exactly.
Fucking season, less turnovers and stuff. So,
though I think that Bills team is just fucked. I think they're screwed. I don't see a way back.
Why though?
I don't think so. I think they're winning this week. I mean, I know we'll get to that later, but I think
I'm not talking about this week. I'm talking about in the playoffs. That coach is just
in general.
Not good enough.
Oh, you don't like the Bills coach? You think he's the reason?
I love McDermott, but I don't think he fits that team. I think McDermott gets another job within a week of getting fired, but
right.
I don't know where.
You think he gets fired? Is that the rumor going around right now? The rumor mill?
I thought he was going to get fired a couple of weeks ago after they lost that. What game was that they lost?
The Philly game?
No, it was before that. It was the week before the Jets game. What the hell? Who did they play that week?
Oh yeah, because they beat the Jets.
Yeah,
they lost to the Broncos.
They just
when they lost that pitiful game to the Broncos.
But now the Broncos are better than we thought they were. So
no, but it was that Monday night game in Buffalo that they lost to Denver that they were ahead the whole time and just threw it away.
Yeah. True. I mean, we'll see. I guess just moving forward.
I think the Vikings did the same thing on Monday night too, though. So just to point it out. So
here's the difference though. O'Connell's not getting fired. Like there's no shot in hell they're firing.
No,
O'Connell.
I'm messing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
We'll get into it on Sunday.
Yeah. And then speaking of quarterback flexing, coming back, the Christmas boy.
I think that's
Aaron
done.
Rodgers isn't coming back. Can we drop that?
I think it's done. Yeah, I think that's pretty much squashed.
You just lost.
Now too, it's like he comes out. He's played 4 snaps. He's been on the sideline, and now he's kind of telling the Jets what to do. I mean, he pretty much has been, I guess, since he got here. Bring in this player, bring in that player. Yes, Dames.
He played 5 snaps. Technically, the last snap was 2 snaps.
Jills. I don't know a lot of Jets fans.
Johnny Carson in the house.
Can I ask you a Jets fan question?
Yeah, sure.
Do you fire Saleh at the end of the year?
Hell no, dude.
No, I don't think so either.
Because
if it's Rodgers or Saleh, though, if it's Rodgers or Saleh, and you can only have one of them, because that seems like that's where this is going.
Saleh.
Yeah, rookie. Yeah, Saleh. Oh yeah.
I mean, look at the defense.
The defense in 3 years has. I mean, yeah, and they're only going to be better. We have everyone. The Jets have everyone back on defense next year. So, and we'll add draft free agents. I feel like the defense is.
I will say this though, Ben. I question his infield or in-game decisions, but that defense has got him a couple years.
He makes 3 terrible decisions a week.
I agree.
But he has lost the offensive side of the ball. I mean, definitely, because the rumor is that that Wilson said he wasn't going to play this week, but now he said he would play. If he didn't say he wouldn't be here, and I don't know. I don't really buy that. But
does Zach Wilson just get cut like before the end of the season? I think that's like not impossible.
I actually just
I think they need him, to be honest with you.
I know, me too. But I was just thinking when what you were saying that, because then he's like, "Oh, we'll see." And then if I'm Zach Wilson, kind of in a way, you're like, you literally benched me for Boyle, and Simeon, whatever, dude. Like, and now you want me to come back. We all knew. I mean, I feel like who thought one of those two were going to come in and give this team a spark? Just leave Zach in, and he does. Every once in a while he has a hair up his ass and he has a pretty good game, and maybe our defense wins it for us. But those other two, we got what? 3 points.
You're really stringing yourself
keeps them
on
in
that
close
defense.
games. I mean, they can win. I mean, it's just terrible throws sometimes, and that's just what his biggest issue is. So.
All right.
Okay, who's the better of our 4 quarterbacks?
They just signed Rippon from Seattle's
practice team
squad. And Aaron Rodgers is defending Zach Wilson. So you see where I'm getting at? You see what I'm getting at here?
Right.
But I think Rodgers has defended him all year. I mean, the only bad shit I heard was last week when supposedly he said, "Oh, I'm not playing," when they wanted him to play, and I think that's bullshit. But
and then Rodgers was on the McAfee show and basically came out and said, that shit about Zach Wilson and how it got basically someone in the organization leaked it, as in is either making up shit or saying shit like, or maybe Zach was pissed and said, "You know what, I'm not going to fucking play. This is bullshit." Obviously he is playing, but then somebody in-house took it out of the home. So now Rodgers is saying,
which is wrong. I mean,
which is wrong. Right. Yeah. And I feel like Rodgers in Green Bay, I don't really think he was keeping everything, in-house, but he is right. I'm sure.
But that's Aaron. I mean, we know that. Like, shit, we've been around so long. We know who he is. So.
Right. He's like, and it's like, he's won a championship. So I'm sure he knows like that team. I'm sure there's certain things about the teams that win championships that you notice compared to like your lack of an offensive line. You only have a second to throw the ball. It's pretty fucking tough to do anything. So anyway, we devoted enough of this show to Aaron Rodgers. He gets enough play time everywhere else. Also, big news NFC West or East, I should say, NFL least. Shaq decided to go to Philly instead of Dallas.
That's not going to help them. I have a hot take. That's not going to help them at all because he's not going to be able to play for 2 weeks.
Oh, he's not?
Because he's got to learn the playbook.
It's their weakest position. So,
but if he learns the playbook by the playoffs, I think
it is. But my dumb question is, why did the Colts cut him? I mean, the Colts are actually playing off their ass this year. I mean, it's like incredible. I mean, they could actually make why would they cut him? That makes no sense to me.
He didn't want to be there. He said he wanted out.
Really? But why?
Especially when they're playing as good as they are. With freaking a backup quarterback.
And everything we've heard on Indy is everybody loves Shane Steichen. Everybody loves Shane Steichen.
I wish DeForest Buckner would say he didn't want to play there, and so they would cut him. He could come on home. Come on to Seattle.
Come on back home, buddy. Come on back home. Okay.
Wishful thinking.
I think that wraps up our news. That's going to take us into our
bye-week teams,
which are
the Caucasians.
The Caucasians and the team that doesn't study their playbook because they're playing video games. Quarterback guy.
Arizona.
There you go.
I have a question. Does anybody watch Cardinals games?
No.
If the Raiders play them.
No, do the fans in the building
twice a year technically?
Do the fans
I actually saw the Cardinals play live one year. I was in Scottsdale, and I played the Browns. This was, I don't know, probably 20 years ago. I went to freaking Target, bought a hat and a T-shirt, and everybody's acting like I'm a Cardinals fan. They actually won, but
Was it the
It was
worst
just-
football game you've ever been to in your life?
it was actually a pretty. That stadium in Glendale was only like 2 years old at the time, so it was really nice. The beautiful stadium at the time. I mean, now they got all these newer ones, but yeah, at the time it was a blast. So.
Well, I too have seen the Cardinals live, and it was against the Seahawks in Seattle in 2012, and it was 58-0.
Boom.
Wow. What? You just start slamming beer
Hey.
at the 40 mark and just, yeah.
Guys,
Let's
can
get
I-
into some games, you guys.
just some awful football this week. I think I saw one good game.
Are we telling some truths first?
Is that? Oh yeah, we do have to do that first, huh?
We
You go
do.
first.
I'll go first.
No.
Oh,
okay. Okay, we have a volunteer.
What are we doing?
We were gonna set the
Hold
tone
on.
and tell you how
Hold on.
it
Do we do
goes.
this? Do we do this leading into your truth or?
No, please don't do that. That's pathetic.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Oh, you got to
here's
hit the drum.
So here's the truth about the Vikings, guys.
All right,
It's over.
here we go.
It's over.
Wow.
We're gonna win. We're gonna win 2 more games. Okay. I think we're gonna beat the Raiders this week because I think the Flores defense is gonna confuse O'Connell. I just think O'Connell is just gonna be desperately confused and not know what to do because that's what he looks like half the time. And then I think we win that game like 15-10 or something stupid because our defense has been stupid good
Can
for
you
some
stop
reason.
Jacobs though?
We'll see. That's a coin flip. And then I think we probably somehow manage to beat the Packers if they continue to just absolutely crumble. Because everybody's talking about the Packers like they just beat the Chiefs or whatever. The Chiefs looked awful on Sunday. Can we not look past that? Like,
But
Jordan
the
Love was-
Chiefs look pretty awful all year, to be honest with you. I mean,
And they're still like what? They still have 9 wins and they look bad.
8-4. So
Oh yeah. I wish I was 8-4 and look like shit.
guys,
Me
the
too.
Packers aren't good. Okay, Christian Watson got hurt again.
Hey. First of all, we're not supposed to be talking during Ben's truth. And Ben, during your truth, you're supposed to be talking about the truth of your team, which is Minnesota. So, again, let's start. What's your truth? And don't just say it's over and then be like,
Please don't put Nick Mullins in the game. If they put Nick Mullins in, I'm turning off my television. I'm serious. I hate this team. I hate this Vikings team this year. I hated them from before Kurt got hurt. I didn't like the fact that we cut Dalvin Cook, though. That seems to have worked out okay. How's that going for you, Jails? Touches it twice.
well,
fumbles
he
it once.
doesn't play. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to talk.
Touches it once, fumbles it twice.
2 for 1.
It's 2-for-1 special, you know? Yeah, the Vikings are terrible. We can't run the ball. We can only kind of throw the ball when Josh Dobbs doesn't know the playbook. I think that's the thing with him. We should have just not told him the playbook because the 2 weeks he didn't know the playbook, he looked great. Granted, it was the Falcons and the Saints, so
Right.
How much does that matter? I think we win this week, and then I think we win maybe one more game the rest of the season.
All right.
Because we're at 6 wins. 8 wins is realistic for this crappy team.
So, do you want 2 wins or do you want 0 wins for the draft?
We can't lose enough games at this point for our draft status to matter. We're not going to get a quarterback because Kwesi is incompetent. That's another truth. Fire Kwesi, please, tomorrow, today. Fuck, it's still 9 p.m. You can still do it. It's not over yet. The day is not over. Today is a great day to fire Kwesi and Adolfo-Mensa. Please fire Kwesi.
All right. Those are some pretty good truths. Get rid of your coaching.
No.
Who is that guy?
Get rid of the GM.
Oh, the GM, my bad.
Keep KOC, but get rid of literally anyone not named Kevin O'Connell or Brian Flores, please.
All right. You want me to go now, James? Or you want to go?
You're the host, bro.
Well, I think I should go next since the Raiders are playing Minnesota, if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah.
I agree with
we're good.
him.
Okay, you guys.
All right, so here's my truth. Thank you for firing Josh McDaniels. We're no longer the Vegas Patriots. Thank you so much. Mo should have fired his ass a long time ago. So that's the truth right off the bat. I think Pierce is doing a pretty good job. I don't think he'll be around next year, but I think we can win 4 out of 5 games. That might be wishful thinking, but so we already beat the Donkeys. We should have beat the Chargers. We play Minnesota this weekend. AOC over KOC. Aiden O'Connell. And then we got a short week. After this week, got a short week, play Chargers. Then we play the Chiefs. And then we got the Donkeys the last week. So the Hoofs. So I mean, I think they could go 4-5. I mean, we played the Chiefs good for one quarter. I mean, normally if you score 21 on the Chiefs, you should be able to beat them this year. So we just, the defense. I think Pierce gets defense a little better, and then we can go there. It might be, but like Ben said too, I think right now we're probably like 9th or 10th, so it doesn't matter. I mean, we know who's going where and all that shit. So compete hard, win as many games as you can, and go from there. Go Raiders.
All right.
Oh, and I think we will win this week. So
can I ask you a question? Do you draft a quarterback? Or do you just ride it out with O'Connell for another 2 years?
Oh, you definitely you cut freaking Jimmy G, you kept Brian Hoyer. I would keep AOC, but I would definitely draft a quarterback and then maybe see if you can pick up maybe a veteran in free agency.
Do you want Kirk Cousins? You can have Kirk Cousins.
No, I don't want him, but with $30 million a year.
Yeah.
You're the guys that have been paying him $30 million a year for the last 6 years or 7 years, whatever it's been.
It's felt like 100. I'm going to be honest.
Since that was a good deal, or since that was a lot of money, it's not a lot of money anymore. But when you guys gave him that deal, I was like, what?
Yeah, because he said, let's go 18 times in Washington. So
you
he had one good game. What did he throw for, like 432 or something like that?
Yeah.
You like that.
All this. No, I didn't like it. I didn't pay him. I didn't want him. I mean, for the most part, I mean, he's been, I would say, a little above average. I mean, but you got good weapons too. So I mean,
he's had one great game here, and it was that year we went to New Orleans in the playoffs, and we were down like 10 in the fourth quarter, and he just dragged our dead carcass to a win.
All right, Dames Marvs, are you ready for some truths of yours?
Speaking of dead carcasses, let's talk about the Seahawks for a little bit.
I am.
Oh, shit.
I've been talking about the offense for a long time on my truths, and most of that comes down to the pathetic Seahawk fan base and their take on Geno Smith. Well, we went into Dallas this week, and Geno Smith I think he was responsible for 4 touchdowns, threw for 3 to DK Metcalf, and then he ran for another. And then we scored on a 2-yard run. We scored 35. I think we're like 60-0 or 30-something-0 when we score 35 or more, and then we lost this game. So my truth is, looking at the defense this week, going to take my eyes off of the offense. Going to say that Geno Smith is not a problem right now. Could it be better? Yes, but that's the situation for more than 10 or more than 20 teams in the NFL right now. Could probably upgrade their quarterback. So defense. Gosh. It really, really pains me to give this truth. And I've never said it before. But when we traded Russell Wilson to Denver, that's the second worst trade in the history of sports, Seattle sports. The first is the Jamal Adams trade. The guy is absolute garbage. He overplays everything. He's a liability in coverage. And when you're a defensive back, you can't be a liability in coverage. And my truth is Seattle has the most high-paid tandem of defensive backs in Diggs and Adams, and they're both garbage. Tariq Woolen was amazing. He should have been Rookie of the Year last year. If he was in New York, he would have been. But now he's Reek Woolen, and he barely deserves to be on the football field half of the game. I don't understand. Change it back to Tariq Woolen because Reek Woolen stinks. We got Devin Witherspoon is a bright light on this team, but when there's gaps everywhere else in the defensive backfield, he looks bad because he's trying to do too much to overcompensate for everybody else. We made moves at the trade deadline that said we are there. We are that team that's there. And we were like 5-2 at the time. So it made a little bit of sense. Now we're 6-6. And we don't have a second round pick for a guy that may have been a 10-game rental. I love Leonard Williams. I love what he's brought to the team. But I mean, if you're gone at the end of this year and we don't have a second round pick, that's a shitty decision by Pete Carroll and John Schneider. Individually, the players on this defensive roster are all-stars across the board by name. Put them together, I don't know, man. It's like a jack-o'-lantern. You know, the teeth of a jack-o'-lantern is what our defense plays like. So the truth is, we can't play a game great on offense and great on defense at the same time. We're done. We're cooked. At 6-6, we just slipped out of the playoff race. Playing against 49ers this week and the Eagles next week, we may be cooked before we get to the final 4-game stretch. That's the truth.
Thank you, James Mars, for sharing that. Make sure you share your truth down below about your team, good or bad. Sometimes, you know, sometimes there's a good
I want to thank the fans for the dialogue in the chat this week. They called me out on my apparent turning on Geno Smith, and I want to clarify those remarks. My comment about Pete Carroll in the quarterback position was not an indictment on Geno Smith. It's just in my opinion, he's been irresponsible with the quarterback position in his tenure. He lucked out with a 3rd-round pick in Russell Wilson, which was the best.
And he lit it up against the Cowboys, who has a hell of a defense too. Geno looked awesome last week. Yep. And I know because I played him in fantasies. So.
That's a good week. Dang.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I mean I played against him. I didn't play him.
Oh,
yeah. So that's why I know I got my ass kicked.
Oh,
so.
you know.
Yeah.
Fantasy NFL. I'm in fantasy NFL.
Double fist in hell.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm like quadruple fisting it, dude. Two of my leagues, I have like 2 wins and 1, 6. I mean, my team sucks. Anyway, my truth. Let's move on. The New York Jets. All year I've been talking about the quarterback position, and I'm going to kind of stay there, but I'm going to look at it in a different way for this episode. As in, I've kind of always had the saying. I mean, and I shouldn't say me. A lot of people do. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? What does that mean? Well, don't just, here, we got Aaron Rodgers. Guys, we're going to win the Super Bowl. We got enough players. Our team is fine. Our line's okay. It's good enough. Our offensive coordinator, maybe he doesn't, whatever, but when he's with this guy, he's really good. And then you don't have a backup plan when that guy gets hurt. And I think basically the Jets are just, as the season goes on, it just continually snowballs into this. Well, now teams figured out they guard Garrett Wilson because he's our number 1 target. So they're not going to, now you take him away. We're not going to be able to throw the ball. You load 8 in the box against our pathetic line and smash Brees or Dalvin or whoever's back there. And they look like a mediocre to not even talented running back at all. So it's kind of like the GM of the team. didn't really have anything in place. Whereas in, maybe the line does suck, but then you should have, if you were getting Aaron Rodgers at 40 years old, shouldn't your first investment be line? Trade away some of these other guys like we have that are supposed to be good. Instead of signing Lazard to a 4-year deal, $40 million, sign 2 linemen, So my truth is, this is the first time I'm kind of like, since Joe Douglas arrived, I'm a little disappointed and I'm a little concerned about going into next season, because if we don't fix the line going into next year, we will be literally in the same predicament, even if Rodgers is playing, even if he is playing. So that is my truth. Again, let us know your truth. Thanks for
Jails. To add to that, do you think you're any better if Rodgers is playing right now with the way your O-line is?
I that's a good question. I think we win. So there's a couple games. I think we beat the Raiders if we have, and I think we beat the Patriots. So I think we do have 2 more wins. Like the other games, like some of these games, like that Chiefs game, who knows?
They just call the game different. Offensive, they just call it differently. They have to call it differently. So do quick slants and instead of having him dropping back and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers. So he'll get the ball there if he has to get the ball there. So I think they would be better. That's my opinion.
I as much as it pains me to say it, because I thought when was the last time the Jets scored a touchdown on offense?
I don't know.
It's been.
Oh no, it might have been. No, I think Boyle's first start, a garbage touchdown in the.
No, yeah. It was a 1 yard. Actually, I know exactly. It was a 1 yard to Garrett Wilson, a 1 yard touchdown towards the end of the game. There's 3 minutes left or something like that. That was, and I think Zach Wilson has like a 68-yarder to Garrett Wilson this year, and that's about it. I mean, it's been pretty much pathetic.
And Rodgers scores touchdowns, so
yeah, and that's kind of what I look at too. Yeah, Breece Hall is going to run a little better. The defenders are going to back up a couple more steps when Rodgers instead of Zach Wilson or
Boyle. They're not. If Rodgers is the quarterback, they're not going to put everybody in the box.
Right.
So So
let's just take a moment to appreciate how many people there are in the United States, how many positions there are at quarterback, and then just the huge discrepancy between a guy like Aaron Rodgers and a guy like Zach Wilson. Like, why, with this many people, how hard is this position to play if that's the biggest gap between professional? That's insane, you guys. It's hard.
It's hard. Millions of miles away.
Okay, I know quarterback's a hard position, but and I was watching the games this Sunday, and I was thinking to myself, this is some of the worst quarterback play I've ever seen in my life. Just across the board, it's just awful.
There's 12 rookies starting.
Yeah, but there's a lot of injuries too.
Yeah, there's injuries. Yeah, you're right. No, it is. Too. It is. I would say there's a lot of bad quarterback play because there's rookies. There's a lot of rookie players.
No, even week 1 when most everybody was healthy, it was terrible.
Viewing audience,
but injuries
too. Viewing audience of NFL, I want to introduce you to our newest guest, Tom Brady.
No, I agree with Tom.
Thank you for your opinion on the league, Tom. We appreciate it. Now,
wait. Ben's playing chess and everybody else is playing checkers.
No, I agreed with Tom when he said that. To be honest, I was just like, yeah.
You really think I like Tom Brady? I'm a Raider fan. Tuck rule bullshit.
Tuck fuck rule. That's bullshit is right.
Yeah. I hate Tom Brady, but he was right about one thing. And that's that the quarterback. The quarterback.
You want to know who's playing chess? Was Jake Browning last night. So he was.
That was an awful game. Get out of here.
Oh, he completed his first 10 passes. I think he had 5 incompletes.
The game. We'll get.
Hey, where's he from, Dames?
Washington.
You want to know the funny part? Watching Jake Browning,
get to the game. Jesus, have you not seen this show before?
I've been on this show before.
He started this show with us.
There we go.
I had to throw it in there.
All right. We're going to move on. Man, I love having guests. This is really fun.
Are we going to live to see the end of the show?
Week recap week 13. That's what we're going to do next. And before we do that, we do want to make sure you guys stick around. Ricky's picks. Thanks for tuning in for the truth. Last week, I think I led. Yeah, I went. I think I led everybody 9-4. James, you know what?
Good, dude. That's what are you top 5-8?
Yeah, you were 5-8.
What the fuck is going on here, man? I picked the goddamn Jets.
I know. Wait, that was your problem, idiot. Gobo.
That was an awful game too.
Yeah, 7-6. G-Men went 8-5. So I mean, I gained one game though on G-Men. So he's not here this week, so he's gonna go 0 for like what 15.
I think they sent you the picks though.
Oh, I didn't get them. Sorry, he got all.
Well, that's what I think. I was like,
no picks for you.
No picks for you, bud.
I was like, why are you sending in picks? You're not on the show.
Yeah, I don't need your stupid picks.
Anywho,
anyway, ready to start this week? Recap.
Right.
Here we go.
Some
Recap
awful games.
And
Just some horrendous football.
I mean, we kind of already touched on it. The first one though was really might have been the most exciting game of the week. The Seattle game. Back and
I hate these Thursday night games, dude.
I never felt like we had a game won. This is Super Bowl 49 again, minus the stupid turnover at the end. Like we had a solid lead. We had an 8-point lead, man, in the fucking fourth quarter.
The fourth quarter play calling by Pete Carroll was just horrendous.
You'll get your turn, guy. We go in order, and this is my game. I need to comment first. Then you may respond. You not tell him the rules? Jeez. All right. So again, I have to come back to this. Geno was awesome. The defense was terrible. I'm really frustrated with Pete Carroll by saying that he was really encouraged by this game. A loss is a loss, bro. And some of the decision making down the stretch. I mean, I will say this. Geno did disappear in the fourth quarter. I mean, other than the touchdown that happened that was the product at the end of the third quarter. But the touchdown there, that's what put us up by 8. And then the defense choked, man. They choked exactly like they did in Super Bowl 49. And everyone blames it on Russell Wilson's interception in that game, but we gave up a 10-point lead. And the Legion of Boom was not notorious for that. So they got to share a little bit of that. Anyway, it sucked. I picked Seattle and I was like 90% right. We won that game until we lost it. So whoever you want to go next.
Yeah, you're right. You were actually 4.5 and 7.5 on the week because you get half for picking Seattle. We're gonna do fantasy rules where we get decimal. You were 7.986 on the week. You picked them to win. They were actually winning 3/4 of the game. Let's go Rodeo Raider. What do you think on that game? What did you think of that Seahawks showing?
I mean, Geno played awesome. I mean, 100%. I mean, they even the backup running back. I mean, he freaking with Walker out. I mean, even he played pretty good. I mean, I think he had like 80 total yards, and I mean, I don't know. It's just Dallas this year. They just find a way to pull shit out of their ass towards the end. So, yeah, I mean, especially Geno. I mean, I think like the 3 weeks prior, what was that, like 7 quarters before they scored a touchdown, and because they were going down, and then they took off quick in that game, and I mean, they looked incredible. I thought. I mean, I think they can play with anybody. I mean, if you take Dallas down the wire, I mean, you got Dallas at 8 in the fourth quarter. I mean, so I mean, I think the schedule what sucks though. You know, they got the Niners and then they got Philly. So that then Philly right after that week. So and then the schedule's just going to kill them towards the last 5 weeks. So in my opinion, so. And then you got Arizona again then, Dames, or
we do play them again. We got Pittsburgh and there's
if you can survive the next 2 weeks, you're going to be fine because you got winnable games.
Surviving would mean at least winning at least one of them, man,
or tying one. If you can tie the Niners,
right, yeah.
just
don't think
survive.
Oh, you got the Rams again too, I think.
we already lost to them twice.
Damn.
Oh, that is right. My bad.
All right, we'll move on.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Chargers went to New England on the boringest bowl. Ben, we're going to start with you on this one because you're like, what?
This is the worst football game of all time.
So, all right, we're going to start with the shittiest game of the week. Ben, go ahead.
This game sucked, okay? I want to point out, okay? First of all, this is the year where I have just not enjoyed the NFL at all. I just want to get that out of the way. I have watched every single week, and I think I've had fun twice.
I'm glad you're on an NFL show.
Yeah, I mean, that actually fits.
I
guess it's NFL hell.
NFL, man.
Cookies. Oh, here's all you get to eat is cookies.
No, dude, I kind of go into the same camp as like Bill Simmons, right? I'll watch the NFL and I'll enjoy it, quote unquote. But good God, sometimes is it just unbearable. And this year has just been one of those years where it's just like, nobody's good. Everybody sucks. The Chargers are awful. Brandon Staley should be fired yesterday, 6 weeks ago. Like, this guy just makes awful decisions. What the hell is going on in New England? Belichick still has a job.
What is going on in New England? Dames picked the Patsies last week.
You picked the Patriots?
They've held three teams at 10 points. They lost every game.
Yeah, they're the first team since like 1932.
Yeah, crazy.
Their defense was fantastic.
I mean, yeah, it has. That's what they're saying. It has been, but their offense is worse than the Jets. The fuck?
Why do you go to Zappy?
You can roast my choice of New England on any other team but the Chargers. All right. Like,
no. Okay, the Chargers are not exonerated here. They played awful, and I can't stand Brandon Staley. I think he is perhaps the 32nd best head coach in the NFL.
No, I wouldn't go that far, but
yeah, I wouldn't go that far. I just think, yeah, Herbert. It's like, yeah. So my question is this: like, yeah, the Chargers. Everybody, we talk about this a lot on here. Is Herbert like? We love him. He should be so good. And every year,
I'm out on Herbert.
Is it the coach though? Is it the coach?
But I think they're double team Keenan Allen now without Williams out there. I mean, and then and what's his name? Number 30, the running back. He's not having a very good year either. Freaking
Eckler.
Yeah, Austin Eckler.
Who demanded more money? Not to ask for a trade?
Well,
because running backs are ripped off.
Yeah. Any comment to this one? You good? Got anything to add to this boring ass game?
Dude, I don't understand anybody saying how they're out on Herbert. Put him on the Jets.
No, I'm definitely not. So
put him in the Jets.
No, I'm out on Herbert for this year. I'm out on Herbert for this season.
I'm out on Herbert while he's a fucking Charger. He needs to wise up and realize he's the next Phillip Rivers if he stays there.
Is he going to have the same amount of kids? Is he going to have 17 kids too?
I think it's 9 now to be exact, but I'm not positive.
No, it's 10 because he just had.
It is 10 now.
He could be the quarterback of his entire 11.
Yeah. His oldest is the O-line.
Yeah. That's hilarious. I mean, that's kind of cool. All right. Anyway, Detroit, Nolans. We all picked Detroit. Most people in the country thought Detroit would win this game. Derek Carr, and here's another thing, and I'm just going to bring up the Jets again, but at the beginning of the year, on all the Jets boards, it was, do we want Derek Carr or Rodgers? Who do we want? And there were so many people on the Derek Carr train, that wanted him, and I'm just kind of like, what would Derek Carr be doing on the Jets?
Throwing picks.
But scoring touchdowns.
Derek Carr played good for 1 quarter of this game, and it was the quarter.
Here's the thing, dude. If you've got a quarterback like Derek Carr who's throwing interceptions or turning the ball over, you want a defense like the Jets. Like, he actually makes sense on a team like that, who can minimize the damage.
Where's Jameis Winston at this point? How do you not put him in the game?
No, he's been playing.
He does more picks than Carr. I even called that. Carr got hurt like a month ago. I don't remember where I was, but I go, oh, here comes a pick. Pick.
That was in the Minnesota game when Carr got hurt.
Oh yeah, I was at that game actually. I was at that game.
That was a funny game.
Oh no, yeah, we were driving back from Norman. We went to the Oklahoma West Virginia game, and somebody said that Carr got hurt. I go, Winston's in. He's gonna throw a pick, and we're watching on our phone. Pick.
Of course, there he did. And I feel like Detroit rebounded. They came back.
But they were pissed off in the first
game.
quarter. It was 21-0. I go, oh shit, Campbell's got them all fired up. But then New Orleans kind of started creeping back. I was like, whoa.
Goff was awful in this game. Like, actually, I know they won, and I know they scored like 21 points in the first quarter, but Jared Goff was not good in this game.
Really?
He was 16 of 25 for 230.
In order. We got to go in order. I think we're talking about games that aren't New England Chargers. We gotta. Gales, you're muted.
I'm sorry. I thought I already went down to the Detroit New Orleans game.
Yeah, you did. We've been talking about it for like a while.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, up next, Jets, Falcons. I don't know why I'm doing this. Look like complete dog shit. Defense started out great. 2-0. I think it was
baseball score.
Yeah. I was texting the NFL.
He's like
literally saying, I was like
5-4 in the fifth. That's what he said.
Because I mean, that's what it feels like. Kind of same. I'm gonna say same sentiment for me is like every week my defense just comes to play. They're fired up. They did make a couple plays where like a fumble, it goes out of bounds, and they sack the quarterback fumbles. They recover. It's almost like our defense has to get those turnovers. That ball has to go to the Jets for us to win, or maybe even have a chance to win. Because, like I said, we go with Boyle in the first half, then he gets benched because you think Seaman's going to come in and do anything better, and he fumbled twice. He looked pathetic, and the whole time I know other Jets fans were thinking this too. Don't say you weren't. We want Zach Wilson back in. Like, there is no way you weren't saying that, because both those quarterbacks are way worse than Zach.
And they kept Trevor in the whole game too. The end, right?
Yeah.
But that safety on Bijan Robinson, I've never seen a safety that deep in the end zone before on a running back. That was nuts.
Ashton Davis just flew the in there.
I'm a little bit confused about something you said.
What?
There are other Jets fans?
I was going to say that too. Who besides you and Rich Eisen roots for the Jets?
Greenberg.
Yeah, Greenberg.
Mike Greenberg's not a real person. Get the fuck out of here.
So anyway, what else? Anybody got anything to add to this shithole of a game? I mean, you probably don't even watch. If you're not a Jets fan, why would you watch a Jets?
Oh, I watched this game. I watched the end of this game.
Okay, let's hear it.
Desmond Ridder is awful. He's terrible. And I know they were playing the Jets defense that's actually good, but you lost to Desmond Ridder, dude.
I know. Tell me about it. And that's where I'm saying, where it's like, yeah, our defense can only we can only do so much.
So much.
And
Jails, I'm pretty sure you could play quarterback and win more games.
I feel like I want to go in there and just be like, okay, here's the deal, bro. We're running with Reese right. Then we're going to throw a little screen to him left. And then we're going to throw a little tiny quick pattern to Garrett for the first down.
I mean,
we're doing it again.
You guys want to bag on Desmond Ridder, but he's got them in the first place.
He got benched 2 weeks ago, guys.
They're leading the division, though. I mean, I know it's a shit division, but
the worst division I've ever seen.
I'm just letting you know right now, if the Jets were sitting right now and winning the division with a subpar, who gives a shit? I'd be like, division winner. Boom.
Can we talk about a different game now, please?
Yeah. Let's move on. That was a game.
Can we please not talk about this game anymore?
I would say kind of a little bit of a surprise, but James Marves actually, he went the 3-on-1 this game, took Arizona over Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and the only reason that I ended up getting this is because you got Trubisky, who's so much better. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. If Trubisky does not come in this game, I don't know that Pittsburgh pulls it off, but it's a hell of a lot closer.
I think it was the weather delays. I think, Trubisky was thinking about it too much. So,
he just got thrown in. It's not like, give him this week. He'll be ready. He'll be ready. You give him a whole week. preparation, get the first few
No.
All right,
reps.
I want you guys to
No, he
pick
won't.
Pittsburgh this week. Then
Oh, I am picking them, dude.
Yeah, me too.
Everyone is, dude. So are you, James. They're playing New England.
Are you off Pittsburgh? It's a stupid game that they're going to win because that's
I
how
don't
this team
know.
wins.
I
They
mean,
win stupid
I
games.
might take the Patriots.
The
I mean,
unders where the Iowa. We'll go back to the Iowa. They're going to allow like 3 points and win.
the cheater eats.
Yeah. Yep. We agree. Fuck them. All right, moving on. Indy at Tennessee.
An
Big
actually
game.
good game.
A really good game.
That Tennessee blew again.
Yep. Dames, you had Tennessee. We all picked Indy. I mean,
Is Will Levis good? Can we have that discussion? Is Will Levis good?
He's a one-hit wonder. That's what he is.
you think?
I don't know. I mean,
His
I
first
mean, he had
start I
one-
watched, I liked
I
him.
feel
a
like
lot.
they should have won this game, you guys.
They should have. They blew it. Just should keep giving it to Henry.
I 100% agree, and I stand by my choice. I lost, but I honestly think they played a better game. So
Right. Yeah.
Minshew was great in this game, guys. Gardner
Minshew's
Minshew.
awesome. I love Gardner Minshew.
He's been
I
playing
do.
awesome all year. He doesn't even
Yeah.
have the Fu Manchu anymore. I don't think he has a full beard. I think. So.
Yeah, the full man Minshew.
Yeah.
Fuck
Grew
off.
up, grew a beard.
Oh,
I don't know what's better, the Fu Manchu or the eyebrow list that Josh Dobbs was going with.
Oh yeah. There is a funny like TikTok where the guy goes, it's a kid in a Vikings like jersey, and they're like, it's Dobbs time. He just gets that out, takes off his eyebrows. Let's go, Skol. Oh, dude, I like. Yeah,
And then they should
did you
just
say you were doing that on the show tonight, Ben?
no. They should have just
No,
cut to the
no,
12 10.
he'll do that next week when the Raiders win.
I was gonna
Oh,
say
that's
let's
That's
have
the best.
let's have a bet.
I'm not going to be on the show next week, as far as I know.
If you do that,
Hey,
They
we can make
lose.
special appearances.
we'll get you on.
Yeah, we'll get you on, bro. And now Ben with no eyebrows. All right, let's move. Let's move on.
Then he
Can we
can't do
talk
the
about a-
rock. He can't raise the eyebrow.
Pick a shitty game so I can get mad again.
Well, we are literally just going right down the order. Miami,
That wasn't. Oh, I guess that was a good game. That did go OT, so that was a good game. So, but yeah,
Miami.
Tennessee.
Yeah, that did go to. But Miami, Tyreek Hill, dude, like
Just chuck it up. He'll run underneath
chuck
it.
it up.
And he'll run underneath it.
What did I
Is
text?
Tua good or is Tyreek just God?
Speed
What did
kills.
I text you, Jails?
Yeah,
I said Tua looking like old school Mahomes, where he just runs around and chucks it, and Hill saves the day. And now look at Mahomes without Hill. He ain't got no one to chuck it up.
And they
to
don't
like
call him
that.
the cheetah for nothing. That
Wait,
fucker's
guys,
fast.
what is Tua going to look like in like 2 years when Tua's deal's up and Tua retires like he said, or not Tua, Tyreek retires like he said he's going to.
He's
He
like
said he's not.
the Barry Sanders thing. Like everybody's like, "Holy shit, dude! If he would have played so many, that's that you
Or
got
Calvin Johnson. Megatron.
Yeah.
Well, Tyreek's already said he's not going to sign another contract with anybody. He's going to retire after this contract.
Oh, I don't buy that. He's too
Till
cocky.
they say here's $80 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Here's
just got
100
married. He just got married. His wife needs some cash, man.
Here's $100 million to catch
Yeah,
a football.
exactly. Yeah, Barry Sanders probably had a better reason because they weren't getting paid like they
Yeah,
are.
because they said, well, here's $2 million. He said,
Yeah.
oh, screw
Yeah, I already got that. I got that invested from my
you.
last.
Yeah.
Exactly. What I like to go on to is Dames Marvs. We'll move on to your Denver man again.
Should have won this game.
The Denver Houston game.
You guys, okay. My choice of Denver here was they won 5 in a row. I'm going with the hot hand against a rookie.
Dude, they beat the Vikings.
This was a really awesome game to watch. And again, it came down to Russell Wilson in the fourth quarter, making the drive at the last minute. And honestly, I don't even blame Russ for this. I think there was
It's clock management.
Yep.
Which
But
Sean Payton is supposed to be so good at.
Houston,
Yeah, it was stupid.
Houston's good, you guys. Like, I mean,
Houston and Denver are actually both pretty good.
I don't like CJ Stroud. I know that's a hot take. I don't like CJ Stroud at all.
I don't like his face, but what else do you not like about him?
Well, first of all, he played for Ohio State, so he can go fuck himself.
Okay.
And there is that.
They're fair.
None of us are going to disagree with you there, but
So second of all, and this was an issue even the scouts pointed out, this leaked out, they were worried about his maturity level coming out of the draft. They were worried about another
that being an issue right now.
Well, no.
I mean, what does he play Pokemon on the bus? Who cares as long as he's fucking
as long as he's not hanging out with Kyler Murray, he's okay. So
no, they were worried about his tendency to go party because that's what he did in college.
That's what
he must not be partying on Saturday night because he's been playing his ass off the last month. So. I don't know. I'm not a fan of him either, but I mean, I think prior to this last week, he had 5 straight games over 3. I think he leads the NFL in.
I love their coach. I love Houston's coach. I think DeMeco Ryans is already a top 5 coach in the NFL.
Dude, they're an exciting young team.
And he's a defensive coach too.
Dude, Will Anderson was up Russell Wilson's ass the entire game. That guy is a monster too. And I think statistically, he's not getting to the quarterback, but he's causing fucking problems.
Is CJ Stroud better than Houston's last quote unquote star quarterback that I won't even mention the name of?
Yes.
Touch guy. Yeah. Well, the reason he is. So, and here's why he's good. You also have to
no talent either.
It doesn't really matter what he could win MVP and Rookie of the Year. That's never happened. He's that good. So
I'm not going to make the playoffs.
I wouldn't go that far, but I mean, he'll definitely win Rookie of the Year. But look at Collins had 191 yards. Tank Dell, well, he broke his tibia, but he's done. I mean, who are these guys? And at least freaking the prior quarterback had Hopkins.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he's doing more with less.
Yes.
Your team.
Tank got hurt in this game.
Yeah. And
he's done for the year. He broke his tibia, so
which that sucks, by the way. I don't think
we should have mentioned that at the top of the show.
I forgot that, to be honest.
Anyway,
Collins went off. Collins had a career high day.
Yeah. So Denver, see if they bounce back, see how Houston keeps rolling.
But I wasn't mad, since I'm a Raider fan. The donkeys, hee haw.
Listen, how many times have you heard "Let's ride, let's ride"?
Jails, what's the next game?
Carolina, Tampa Bay.
Talk about puking in your mouth. This game.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So
the less said, the better. Frankly.
The Frank Reichless team still lost. Now there's all these murmurs coming out, or these have you guys been hearing about this stuff coming out of there? Basically, Frank Reich wanted CJ Stroud and everybody else wanted.
Oh, I hadn't heard that one.
And now that's why every week he was probably just like, fucking told you.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Does Frank Reich get another job? I don't think so.
I doubt it. OC, I think. OC to start. OC, I believe. I don't think right off the bat.
He'll probably work his way, but you never know. Go to the Chiefs. Be the OC there.
Yeah, because they evidently need one. So
yeah, they need one. So anyway, everybody picked Tampa. Carolina's. Are they going to win another game? Who knows?
No,
I don't think
Bears will have the number 1 pick and still not pick Caleb Williams anyway.
Yeah, because they're going to keep Fields, dude. They're going to keep Fields. Cleveland Rams.
Okay, I only saw part of the Rams Cleveland.
Yeah.
I only saw part of this game, and my only takeaway from it, the commentary on this game was just horrendous. Just the commentators in this game were just terrible.
When isn't it?
No, but it was extra bad this week. I feel like everybody. We'll talk about Collinsworth later. I got a whole bit on Collinsworth.
Right, yeah. I mean, the Rams, I feel like Cleveland I feel like they're in a similar situation to the Jets as in Cleveland has a really good defense. Their running game is pretty good. Their quarterback now, they don't have Dick Touch guy. Their other guys out. Yeah, that last quarterback played decent last week, but now it's going to catch up to him. That defense is going to get tired. And then
I agree too, because the Rams got healthy too, and
the Rams are healthy,
and they're a surprise team, in my opinion. So this year,
Yeah, me too. I feel like they could almost once, it's like those teams that they go to the Super Bowl, whatever, maybe lose, go, and then they're kind of gone for a year, and people are like, oh, and now this year they kind of started off shitty, but Stafford's healthy, Donald's healthy, Cup's there, that rookie, what's his name?
Puka.
Yeah,
Puka.
dude, they're lights out. I mean, they're going to be a tough offense to stop, because Matthew Stafford's been around the block.
Yeah, and their offensive line is playing a lot better now too than they did at the beginning of the year. So,
yeah, so I feel like that'd be a team to look out for.
Well, Stafford gets hurt if you breathe on him, though.
Yeah, that's true. But then he'll play through it. He'll play through it.
When are we going to see the decline in his play? It's really annoying.
I don't think you're going to. I mean, I don't know. I mean, everybody's getting healthy now too, so I don't know. I mean, they're playing pretty damn good football. So
yeah, they get to the playoffs. I'm telling you, they'll have a good defense.
Could be dangerous.
Yeah, they could be dangerous.
They're going to beat Dallas. That's my prediction. I think they'll play Dallas somehow, and they'll just beat them. I don't know how, but they'll beat them.
And then Jerry will make his excuses, and then we'll move on to next year. So good, whatever.
Although when we talked about San Fran, Philly.
I texted Dave's. When did I text you? In the third quarter? The first quarter was just pathetic for San Francisco. It was bad. I was like, what the hell? -6 yards in the first quarter? And then after that, bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, like how many straight possessions? Debo. Dude, remember in the Super Bowl when we were like, he might get MVP. And then did he get hurt or something in that game? Or I can't remember, but and now he's basically back to that form. And he hit him in that slot that time, and he just turns and just boom, right through there.
What happened in the Super Bowl?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
He's basically a second running back behind McCaffrey.
Yeah.
What happened in the Super Bowl was, and this was when everybody started questioning Shanahan for a minute, because they just stopped throwing to him in the Super Bowl, and they stopped giving him the ball. It was kind of like the Marshawn Lynch thing again from Super Bowl 49.
Oh, opening wounds.
James, you remember that?
Yeah. I do remember that.
We're going to talk about San Fran right now. Philly. Tush push.
You remember one of the comments that I always make on this show is that a team needs a lull, if you will. It's really hard to maintain the stress and the pressure of being a undefeated team. I think we saw that with the Niners losing 3 games in a row, and now I just feel like they're unbeatable. I feel like they're clearly on their way to the Super Bowl, which makes me want to fucking pelt myself in the face with bricks. That's how much
Not the Patriots.
But again, I'm coming back to the Eagles, you guys. What have all year I've been like, show me. This is where you can show me that you belong amongst the elite. You do a lot of things well. You're awesome in the trenches, but is Jalen Hurts like an awesome quarter? Is he the guy? Is he the best quarterback in the NFC? I don't see it. And week after week, I've been looking for something. They've been eking out these wins.
If it's 4th and 1, he is.
And they just got I mean, the guy has 30 some rushing
tush pushes
in his career.
Yeah,
that's insane, dude.
Yeah, but he only has
but 75% of them are tush pushes.
Well, you have the best center in the game. That whole play comes down to Kelsey. I'm telling you right now.
And everybody just getting low. Nobody can defend.
Is the NFL going to get rid of that tush push?
I think they should. I think
Bell already said they are. I'm almost certain they will, because
I'm pretty sure
it's almost because it's almost like it takes you can't stop it. So
it's not football.
Yeah, it's not football. Yeah. I mean, if you're an Eagles fan, you're probably like, "Fuck that shit. We made it up, and now you guys are taking away from us."
We printed all these T-shirts. What are we going to do with them? What are we going to do with these T-shirts?
It's like the Tuck rule.
Yeah.
Guys, can I
back up?
Can I get your guys' opinion on Greg Olsen in this game? I thought he was horrendous.
Oh, I didn't listen to him at all.
And little baby
Good choice.
KK. They're just terrible together. But next year we got to listen to freaking Tom Brady. So I don't know who's worse. So
Yeah,
I like Greg Olson, but I don't want to listen to Tom Brady.
no one does.
But
Anyway.
but little baby KK's not any good either. So I mean, half the time I just turn the shit off and listen to music and watch the game.
Yeah. Yep. Speaking of listening to music, Gobo is at a concert tonight and can't be here.
Oh. He's at a hockey game.
That's what I said. At a hockey game where there's music being played.
That's
And he couldn't be here, so we're at the Packers game. He didn't pick the Packers again 2 straight weeks. He even called it. He said, I don't want to pick them.
Did any of us pick Green Bay?
No. Why would
Hey, I did because I wasn't on the show last week, but I texted somebody who's a Chiefs fan. I said, everybody on NBC pick freaking the Chiefs. That's a goocher. Go Pack, go.
If Florio picks you on that pregame show, you're screwed. If Florio picks you, you're dead.
It's like Lee Corso on College Game Day.
Yeah.
You guys, what's happening with Kansas City?
Right.
They had no wide receivers. They have Kelsey. That's it. You double team him, and they can't throw to anybody.
All season long. The same thing that I've said all season long. They don't look very good. And Green Bay, Jordan Love's looking like Brett Favre these days. And I
wouldn't go that far, but he is looking better.
These last 2 games, man.
Dude, yeah. That throw we were talking about last week, that one where he threw that
in.
It's giving.
That was insane.
Jordan Love.
That off-balance throw, that was incredible.
Yeah, you know it.
Future Jet, Jordan Love.
I'll get a Jet.
Jordan. Yeah, he will be a Jet at some point. We all know that.
And then he'll be a Viking.
And then
he'll be a Viking.
Jail's life will be like, because you guys don't follow Jails on social media, but he's like, all you need is love. Love wins. Love wins. That's all. Everything he posts all the time.
And then you got RuPaul Chenko getting kicked out of the game. I mean, what the fuck is that? I mean, he's just an idiot. So he's always doing his little
what
gay
was
dance.
up with that too?
That's my nickname, RuPaul Chenko.
So hey, before we move on from this game, what is your guys' take on Chris Collinsworth? Because he was truly horrendous in this game. He was awful.
His voice is like nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Chris Collinsworth listener.
No, wait. I got a good Collinsworth. You guys ready?
Yeah,
well, you know, Jails, this game was pretty shit for 3 quarters.
He does sound like a Muppet. He sounds like a fucking Muppet.
And I don't want to hear anything about the frickin' refs either. The PI was bullshit, but the frickin' roughing the passer is bullshit too.
Right, yeah, exactly. I mean, we talked about this on the show countless times. There's always calls in every game. What do we
that was a foul, but I sent you guys.
But Mahomo wasn't a foul either.
I said, I'm totally fine with them not calling that because of the 50-yard penalty that would happen. I hate that. They got to change that rule.
Yeah. Yeah, because then you can just check it. And so then you're not all bitching about it anyway because it will only be 15 yards, like in college.
Oh, and we didn't talk about this. I'm surprised we didn't talk about this, about the 49ers. Just to backtrack real quick, Dom on the sideline, that was fucking bullshit too. So.
Oh yeah. What's up with
like 20 minutes?
You can't touch a player.
And you're the head of security? Is that
yeah.
Why is he even, and this is, quote me if I'm wrong at home, listener. I'm pretty sure this is the second time something's happened with this guy. I think like 3 years ago, something happened. The same guy was on the field doing shit. I'm like, so now you're secure. Like, why wouldn't you just do that then? I'm just going to get some guy and just aggravate their best. Trying to get.
And it wasn't a flag. He was in bounds.
Yeah. I know.
So, yeah. I mean, I'm sorry to backtrack, but I just thought about that. I go, shit, we didn't even bring that up for that game.
And they spent like 30 minutes talking about it on commentary. Big Dom.
Yep.
Yeah, Big Dom. Oh, everybody loves Big Dom.
Yeah.
He owns a strip club in downtown Philly.
Yeah, dude. They're going to make T-shirts. Speaking of T-shirts, they're going to make these T-shirts.
He's a garbage collector.
Yeah.
Quote, unquote.
He has a show where he opens up the bit. Look what we found today. All right.
He's a sanitary worker.
Sounds like a Simpsons character, Big Dom.
Last game of week 14, the recap happened, well, for us, since it's Tuesday, we're filming, but Thursday, Monday Night Football, it was Cincinnati, Jacksonville. Like we talked about at the beginning of the show, T-Law goes down at the end of the game, her ankle. This kid from Cincy, Browning, not Browning Nagel, ex-Jet. What's this kid's first name again? Does anybody?
Jake
Browning.
Jake Browning. 32 of 37. That's all I got to say right there. Like, my quarterback, I don't think I've ever had a quarterback on my team.
So, since I want to start with this one, since Ben is here, we talked about this before the game started. He's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm going to watch this football game because University of Washington's Jake." He's like, "That guy's garbage." Last week I was like, he's had a week now, another week. I was like, let's just see, because it does matter. You know, first team reps matter. And then he goes out and does this. And I just texted
If Lawrence doesn't get hurt, Jacksonville wins this game.
Doesn't change the fact that he played amazingly.
Okay, but he didn't play garbage the first week too. Shit, I think he only had 10 incompletions the first week, like 227. I think it was 1-1. But I mean, I know they lost to Pittsburgh, but he wasn't garbage the first week either. So
I'm just telling you right now, again, speaking of a team that needs a quarterback, and Vikings.
That was incredible.
This kid coming in and doing this for me, like I said, I've never had a quarterback go 32 of 37.
And you're probably right, Ben, if he doesn't get hurt. But
true.
But maybe McManus does miss that field goal. He did miss it. So I don't know. I don't want to.
I think Lawrence gets him in the end zone there.
But that was third down right there. So that he got hurt on third down, so it was going to be fourth down no matter what.
That's really irrelevant.
Hindsight's 2020, whatever. But
we can all say that.
But I don't care what the outcome was. I know I wanted Cincy. I don't know why. I'm just not a Jacksonville fan. But anyways, but that kid Jake Browning played his ass off and calm too. Did you see his post interviews too? He's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Like he's done this. I know he was awesome in high school, awesome at Washington. I think he owns the records for the most passes at Washington, stuff like that. I think he was there from 15 to 18 games.
Yep.
So he knows how to play the game, but
just a shot. Some guys just need a shot.
Yeah, and I might be biased because Zach Taylor went to Nebraska, but whatever game plan they had, it worked. So,
all right. Well, that concludes Week 14 recap. Week 13 recap. Excuse me. Now we go to Week 14. We're going to our picks. We start out Thursday night.
This is exciting, you guys.
Okay. Everybody at home knows what to do. They start putting in the games as well.
So just to recap how we do it here, since we have two new guests. Jails, you'll tell the game, and then you'll have us go in order.
Yep. And then you just tell me who you are taking and why.
Are we going points, or are we just going straight up?
Points.
You can say the score. Yeah. Yep. Make sure you tally it up. I'll be keeping track of Dames and myself. I have the other two logged in here. So Gobo, G-Man, Jazz, we got you tracked. We'll keep track of your guys' record. Make sure to watch next week to see how these two special guests do. Starting off Thursday night. Special guest. New England. I don't even know if I'm going to watch much of this game. New England, Pittsburgh, Thursday night football. I'm definitely not taking the Patriots. So I'm definitely going to start off. I'll take Pittsburgh at home, coming off a loss. Trubisky's got a whole week. New England is, their defense is playing well, but so is Pittsburgh's. I think Pittsburgh wins this game 13-3 at home. Tomlin rebounds, gets them back on track. Because remember, he's never had a losing season, and I think he needs to win one more game, I believe. Check 2 more games to be over 500. So I think Pittsburgh takes this one at home. Dames, Marvs.
I'm going to do a coin toss on this one.
Holy shit. Does anybody have a coin?
I do.
I got one.
Oh, okay.
All right. We'll let since you guys
Rodeo
You
Raider.
want a silver dollar or do you want a quarter?
Silver dollar. Hell
Why is
yeah.
that even a question, bro? So heads is going to be Pittsburgh. Tails is New England.
It is tails. New England, you got them.
And you wanted to take them anyway. Woo!
All right.
What's the score? 3-0.
6-9.
6-9. All right. Rodeo.
I'm going 23 Pittsburgh. Defense going to score a couple. And New England. No, I'm going 20-0. They're going to get shut out again. 20-0. And then Belichick's getting fired.
Whoa, bold prediction.
Whoa. I got a question before we move on.
I still have to make my pick too.
Mid-season?
Yeah, they're
firing the Bill Belichick.
Yep.
Look, I don't disagree with you, but my point is, I think the decision was made.
I think Kraft is at his wit ends. He has to be
Weeks ago. But here's the thing: when you've gone to 10 Super Bowls, won 6, you don't fire the coach in the middle of that's just disrespectful.
It's pathetic, though.
It is, but I think nothing is going to change. I mean,
To Dame's point, I don't
not going to
think
turn it around the rest of this year. So just let him ride it out, and then let him say, "I'm done."
No,
But
I mean, it's just my bold prediction. We'll see if it happens.
I like it. I was just clarifying.
You never know. You never know. Kraft could
just
be that guy
clarifying.
who's like,
Yeah, Kraft's at his wit ends. Maybe Kraft didn't get a good massage in Florida this last week. He might be pissed
For
off.
the record,
so.
I will say
been around somewhere.
that will be one of the most disrespectful. Like if he's mad at him and just is like, "Fuck that guy," and wants to embarrass him, do it. But I just think it would be one of the most disrespectful things in the history of sport.
Kraft has been mad at him before, though, and never fired him. To be fair, Kraft has been mad at him 100 times.
This is 2-win team. This might be the worst team New England has had.
Ever.
Certainly since Kraft bought the team.
Might be
Okay.
the worst
Hold
team.
on, though. Now I have to say, 1993, they were 14-2 or 2-14. And so were the Seahawks, mind you, that year. The only one of the teams we beat was New England, which gave them the first pick of the draft, and Seattle the second pick of the draft. They get Drew Bledsoe. We get Rick fucking Myrer. Oh,
The
why did we
Domer.
win that game?
The
Why did
Domer.
we win that game? Oh, I don't like Washington State, but
Number
I was
3,
picking Drew Bledsoe.
Rick Meyer.
Yeah. Could you imagine Drew Bledsoe would have been playing in Seattle? Like, dude, I love that. Yeah, okay. Anyway, Ben, make your pick. Sorry, we're getting a little off track. We're still on the first game. New England, Pittsburgh.
I think
Okay.
Tomlin spends the entirety of this short week bitching and complaining at his team that we are better than this, that we are not this awful. And I think the Steelers somehow go out there and score like 25 points. I think it's like 25-3,
So I'm alone.
25-6.
But I think the D's going to score a couple because the D hasn't been playing good recently. So
They need to, yes.
I think TJ Watt absolutely murders whoever Bill Belichick decides to toss out there at quarterback.
Yeah.
it's going to be Zappy, right? I mean,
I feel like his team. I feel like they're like, it's like, wow, I can't believe it. It's like one of those things where I'm like, I can't believe the Patriots are this bad. I just still can't believe it. Anyway.
and just real quick, I mean, I thought when they brought in Bill O'Brien, I thought that would change, something at least, but evidently
I thought he could fix Mac. I like Bill O'Brien. I thought
I did too.
Mac.
I mean, Bill
Yeah.
O'Brien's a good OC. I mean, good head coach too. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. But yeah, I thought he would turn around Mac for sure. So
Ditto. All right. Tampa Bay goes up to Atlanta to play a division game. James Mars, who are you taking in this one?
I got Atlanta. I got them 24-21.
Ben.
I have Atlanta like 10-7, and Baker Mayfield shoots his britches on the field.
Rodeo. Who
You
you
got Desmond Ritter winning a game. The terrible Desmond Ritter.
I think
I
it's
think
going to be
Baker's
low.
worse.
I think it's going to
Baker's
be
worse.
low scoring, boring game. So I got Atlanta 13-10.
And I am gonna. Dames already knows this probably. I don't know why. I just for some reason I just want to keep. I just like it's like
He
in
loves
San.
Tampa. He
I
fucking
love
loves
Tampa.
dude.
I do. I don't know what it is. I just feel like because I had Bowles as a coach for the Jets for so long, and like it's like eventually their defense is pretty good. Get decent quarterback play. You can sneak into the play. I'm taking Tampa Bay. I just hate Atlanta. Fuck you. They just beat the Jets. I'm still pissed off about that. So that's actually the real reason.
I'll
I'm gonna
pick Atlanta next week.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Tampa Bay. I'm gonna take them 20. Are they gonna score 20 points? I think 20 on the dot. Atlanta's gonna score 16.
You want Baker Mayfield to score 20 points? That's asking a lot.
I do. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, he got Mike Evans though. I mean, Evans is. I mean, he's not Tyreek, but he can run under the ball and catch shit long too. So
yeah, he usually has one or two touch. He's pretty good. All right, Baltimore, one of the top teams in the AFC now. Since Jacksonville lost again, Kansas City lost, Buffalo's struggling. The Rams travel across country to take on the Ravens. Ben, we'll start with you this one. Who you taking? Who you got?
Ravens 42-21.
Wow. You just think they're too much, I take it. Their offense.
I think the Ravens are the best team in the NFL behind San Francisco. I think that's probably the Super Bowl if I had to pick one right now.
That'd be a pretty sweet Super Bowl. Rodeo.
I think it's going to be closer. It's a West Coast team playing a noon game, so it's 10 o'clock their time. I'm going to say Ravens. Oh, what are we going to do? 34 to. I think the Rams are going to wake up in the second half. I'm going to say 34-24.
All right, I'm going to stay with your guys' trend. I'm definitely taking Baltimore. I do think LA is playing a lot better. It wouldn't surprise me if they snuck this win out. So I'm going to say it's going to be a close game. I'm going to say Baltimore jumps out early and holds on to win 23-21. Dames Marvs.
Same exact thing.
Right. All right. Too
Baltimore,
easy.
Baltimore's they're going up against San Francisco. It's going to be a rematch of the Super Bowl.
See, you agree with me.
Wow, you two. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess it's not that. I mean, San Fran.
It's not a hot take.
Insanity.
It's not a hot take.
Yeah, it's
It's
not.
not a
I mean,
hot
a lot of people were taking.
Hey, he pulled that knife out of your back from earlier. So.
All right, moving on to the North. Detroit goes to Chicago to take the Lions go to Chicago, take on the Bears. I'll start this one off. I don't like the Bears. I still don't. I don't care for some. I just don't like Justin Fields. I feel like he can run it, but again, you make him throw it, and I feel like any type of team pretty much in the league should be able to beat the Bears if they just don't let him run. So I think Detroit does that. They run the ball well, keep control of the game, and kind of show the Bears who's boss this year. I think they win pretty big, 31-13 on the road. Lions. Dames.
God, I do like the Bears. I'll be following them, especially once they see what they do with their 2 top 5 picks this year. That's actually really exciting. They're a team that I can't hate. They're not in my division. They did beat us once to go to the NFC Championship game, but that was like 15 years ago, 20 years ago. I'm over it. So I like them. I like what they're doing there. Eberflus, what is that his name?
Eberflus.
Eberflus. It's a great fucking name, dude. Like, eventually,
He's getting fired.
I'd like to see it up there with Lombardi.
He's getting fired.
No, I think Detroit is not as good as everybody thought they were going to be.
I agree.
But I still think the Bears are going to take this, or that they're going to beat the Bears. And I think it'll be close. So I'm going to go 21-20.
Whoa, that's a nice one. Rodeo, who you got?
I agree with Dames. I think Detroit is overrated. They haven't played good the last month. I think they will win this game. I'll say 28-17.
Ben?
I think Dan Campbell makes 3 awful decisions a game, and I think you guys can pretty much agree with that.
So what happens when they play against the Jets? Those 3 awful decisions cancel each other out?
Yes.
Negative and a negative, man. Equals a positive.
So
I think
the Lions do beat the Bears. I think it's like 21-3 because I don't think the Bears can do anything. To your guys' point, if you don't let Fields run or if you don't throw 4 picks, you're probably going to beat the Bears.
But he's got DJ Moore, so he should be able to hit him.
DJ Moore sucks.
Well,
okay.
I'd take him.
Yeah, I would too.
You take anybody over Alan Lazard.
I mean, you're not wrong. Indy, Cincinnati. Can the Browning is a rookie, correct, or a second year? He was just a backup. Am I wrong?
He's a backup. He's been around for like 4 years.
Yeah. So anyway, coming off the hot game Monday night at home, Colts come into town. Ben, who are you taking in this one?
Jake Browning crashes firmly back down to earth. And Minshew probably brings back the mullet. And I think puts up like 20 on him. I think it's like 21-10. Colts win.
You know what? Oh, Dames, you want to go next? What's up?
Exact opposite. I think the Jake Browning train, he's vying for a starting job somewhere next year. And I think this team is awesome. I love them. I love what they're doing. However, I feel like that Cincinnati is just a better team all around. The one thing that's missing is Joe Burrow, and now they've got the other JB, who's coming to play.
Oh,
so I got Cincinnati, you guys. I got Cincinnati 28-17.
Okay, well, I am going to just pinwheel back to Ben because I'm going to go Colts. I am agreeing with him. I think this kid comes back down to earth a little bit. Indy has been playing really well as well. So I think it's going to be a really good game. And I just don't see him doing it 2 weeks in a row. Can I be wrong? Yeah, I have been many times. If you watch the show, I do many games wrong. I pick the Jets to win pretty much every week. So you know how well that's going. Anyway, I'm going to take Indy. I'm going to take 24-14 on the road in Cincy. Rodeo, we haven't heard from you yet. Who you got in this one?
I'm sticking with Jake. I think Zach Taylor's going to have a great game plan for him. You got Joe Mixon. You got freaking all these wide receivers out there. I think they're going to kick their ass 31-10.
Can I say something additional on the Bengals? Yeah. Joe Burrow getting hurt probably saved Zach Taylor's job because they looked awful for a while.
That's debatable.
Well, they go over 500 if they win this week. So I mean, yeah, he hasn't. I mean, he got him to the Super Bowl, but I mean, he's under 500, for his whole career. So I mean,
Burrow getting hurt saved his job.
Oh, I don't know about that, but we'll see.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, if Burrow stays healthy, maybe they make a Super Bowl run because they were starting to play pretty well.
I mean, they can still make the playoffs.
Right. They can. All right, Jacksonville, Cleveland, and now I'm assuming, and you know what assuming usually does, but I'm assuming Lawrence is not playing this game, or is he going to wrap it up?
Yeah, they bet. I mean, Peterson says, "Well, we're not going to rule him out," but Befford's playing for sure. So
right. So is Beathard better than Cleveland's quarterback?
Who is Cleveland's quarterback?
I forget his. I know he's got 3 initials.
James
but
knows it. It's his name.
Something Thompson. Something. I don't know.
I think Flacco's
Joe Flacco.
Oh, it is Flacco. That's right. I forgot he's back. Okay, my bad. I forgot about.
Let's ask Jails how he feels about Joe Flacco.
I bet he'd take him right now.
Yeah. No shit. He wasn't. And here's the thing: he was the Jets' backup last year, and we just get rid of him. So I'm like, we should have just kept Rodgers, Zach, and Flacco.
Aaron doesn't like Joe Flacco. I think that's what it was. There was like some weird there was some weird news story like Aaron doesn't like Joe Flacco.
Oh, I never heard that one.
I didn't hear that either. Either way, I'm taking Flacco. I'm taking the Browns because Dick Touch guy isn't playing. So I can take the Browns. I just don't think Jacksonville's coming off that loss. I think it's tough for them to rebound. And I think Cleveland, their defense, they're going to be getting after Beathard. So that defense is going to come hungry. So I'm taking Cleveland. I think it's going to be a tight game, though. I'm going to say 17-14 Cleveland. James Mars.
I got Cleveland. I'm going to go 19-17.
Well, that was a good year. Rodeo.
Yeah, I'm going Browns too. I think their defense just too tough. I mean, CJ, he looked okay, I guess. I mean, I think it was 9-10 when he came in, but he he fumbled his first snap too. So I mean, when he's running with the ball. So yeah, Browns, but I don't think there's going to be much scoring. 17-9 Browns.
Ben. This is my 6-3 game of the week.
Baseball score.
I think the Browns win this game like 6-3. And you could tell me it's going to be 3-0 at the end of the game, and I think I'd believe you. I think both of these quarterbacks Flacco's just old, and Beathard has been in Jacksonville forever and has never shown any marked improvement anytime we've ever seen him. So
since he was at Iowa. Carolina, doesn't Beathard and Kittle, by the way, let's bring this up quick. Don't they both have, did you hear about this? They both have a ash cheek tattoo. It's the same address as some frat house they always went to or something.
I've never heard that one before.
So then people they were taking a shower after a game by each other, and somebody comes in and was like, you both have the same ass tattoo.
So Iowa City tattoos, huh?
Because I mean, what are the odds that they're together in the same team? Like in the
I lived there for 3 years. I probably partied at this house. In fact, look at my ass.
Oh my god!
Hey! Does Hawkinson and Fant have the same one?
No shit! Like all of these players just have this. It's like 6'3" or some shit.
Oh, excuse me.
We're gonna need to see you guys in the shower.
We know the same dude.
Dude, did you buy your illegal alcohol from the same guy? I did.
Yeah. No shit. All right. Carolina going to New Orleans. As shitty as New Orleans has been playing, I still feel like they still beat Carolina. Their defense is better. Carr is better than Carolina's gonna give the Bears the number 1 pick. So I'm taking New Orleans at home. I think they get a win at home, much needed win for them. Give them a little confidence. And they win 21-6. Dames.
Taysom Hill. I love him. I got to bring him up every week. If I could poach a player off a team, he would not be the first one, but he'd definitely be a player that I'd love to have on my team. That kind of flies under the radar even still. I think he's the difference in this game. In a game where there's going to be suspect quarterback play on both sides. That said, we got New Orleans 27-17.
Ben.
17-3 Saints. There's not much to say here. Bryce Young is awful.
I'm with you on that. Rodeo.
Yeah, I think it's Saints. I think the Saints are going to kick their ass, 34-6.
Bam.
You think the Saints can score more than 21 points?
I mean, Carr can chuck it up now and again. He has a good game. Sun shines on dog's ass sometimes. So I know. I lived with them for 8 years, so I know the guy.
Yeah. You know him more than any. Yeah. Well, man, sorry about that.
Wonderful human, Derek Carr.
Hey, it's not CW though. I'll take.
You liked him. Like he
throws too many picks.
I know that, but
I thought it was bullshit the way they treated him. Oh yeah,
here's the thing.
Josh McDaniels.
Exactly. He was your guys' Matt Hasselbeck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I would take him back, guaranteed. But I mean, it's just, but He does throw way too many.
Like when Hasselbeck went to Tennessee, I was heartbroken, dude. Heartbroken.
Right. Derek Carr was like, yeah, he was a Raider. I feel like.
No, yeah. I mean, yeah, the way McDaniels handled that was, and the way freaking everybody handled it was bullshit. So, yeah.
Derek
Mo,
Carr is
especially
the
Mo.
Matt
And if you don't know who Mo is, I think you know who the haircut is. So, you know who I'm talking about. So,
make sure you're playing along at home. Stick around. Ricky's picks coming up. The reason I bring this up a couple weeks ago, he had a big, huge rant about how shitty this next team is. It's this team. The Jets. Houston goes to New York. And you know, I'm not like my brother where he's a Giants fan. Everybody knows who watches. He always picks the Giants no matter what. He's going to find some reason to say that they can win. I'm on me, Gobo and I believe Dames were all on the same belief, as in I'm going to pick the Jets most of the times. And if it's a toss up, I'm picking the Jets. But when I'm pretty sure the Jets are going to lose, and then if they don't, it's always a surprise for me because I still love it. So I'm taking Houston. They're going to come in. Rookie quarterback. Again, our defense will keep us in the game. Will we confuse him a little bit? I think so. I think maybe he'll turn the ball over a couple times. But again, our offense ain't going to do shit. So whether it's Zach Wilson, whether it's O'Doyle rules, or Seaman, I still think Houston wins this game. I'll say the Jets will stay in it, but I'm going to say it's 23-9. 3 field goals for Glegatron. Ben,
I think this is finally the game where Robert Saleh realizes he made a mistake in benching Zach Wilson. Because I have 2 predictions here. They're twofold. Actually 3. 1, okay. I think Zach Wilson says I'm not playing.
Okay.
I think he holds to that and says I'm not playing. 2, I think the Texans absolutely killed him. I think it's like 24-6. 3, I think this sets the record season low in attendance for a Jets home game. I don't think anybody shows up to this game. I think people just don't. I think
we're over it.
I think Jets fans have started to just not care about this season.
Oh yeah, I mean that's pretty much how it is. Your bubble can only burst so many fucking times, especially in the same season. Like
you can only get kicked in the nuts so many times before.
Yeah, the Jets won 0 games in November. I'll be gone till November. Gone till November.
They haven't won anything in December either. Let's not get excited.
Dames.
Oh, I'm never picking the Jets again. I can tell you that after this week. I
think one game they should have won.
Went 6 weeks in a row without picking them.
Why did you pick?
I've ended the last 2 shows by saying fuck the Jets before Jails could say anything back. That's the wonder of being a producer. I can make those decisions. Dude, I don't know. I don't hate the Jets. I love Jails, and I love to see him sad sometimes.
Come on, Dames. I want to hear you say Benny and the Jets.
Right. It all comes back to music. I think Jails writes better songs when the Jets are shit. And that's why he's written awesome songs for the last 100 years.
My entire life. There was a year there and we had the Dirty Sanchez going on.
CD there?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah. Just to stop, just a real quick. My CD, Moon Cycles, is now available for purchase, as is Virgin Mary Pistol Grip new CD. Yeah, bro. Good response.
I like to do this when I show people mine.
Mine's not open.
The old in and out. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
All right, Rodeo, who you taking?
Definitely not the Jets. So,
yeah.
But I think their D's gonna hang for a little while. I mean, and then they're just gonna get tired. So
their D's gonna hang.
I'm gonna say 24-10.
Ben made it funny.
This game's gonna suck. I think this is the worst game of the week.
This next week. I know, Dames. Do we just want to go take a little break quick? Let these two hash this next game out.
No.
Minnesota at Las Vegas. I think we'll let the road team start. Yeah. Here we go. This is why we brought him to the show, guys. Special guest Minnesota, special guest Raider. They play.
Ben, before we proceed with Ben, if there happens to be a bet that happens between you guys, we will make a video to play at least at the end of the show on the results of whatever happens. If it happens.
I thought we already made the bet. I thought
I didn't agree. I did not sign or agree. There was no agreement. Okay. Anyway.
All right, Ben, you got the floor. Let's hear why your Vikings are gonna. Well, I guess we don't even know why you're picking.
This is against the rules, so I'm not going to do it. But if it was possible to pick a tie, I think this is the game where you'd have to pick
you can do that.
You can pick a tie. That's 70 minutes. You can pick a tie.
It happens, dude. Davis has picked a tie before, and then like a different game ties that week, and you're just like, damn.
If there was ever to be a game, there would be a tie. I feel like this would be the one, and it would be 4 hours of Drek. Because Dobbs and O'Connell are going to absolutely ruin everyone's Sunday. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think I heard, hang on, I believe this is the Fox game of the week this week.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not. I already looked. It's not because
Seattle San Fran.
It's
It better not be Seattle. So.
No, it's not. I already looked. It's not. It's not on. Shit. Who is it?
Philly, Dallas. I bet.
No, Philly, Dallas got.
I thought they moved that.
They moved that. We'll look it up. It's fine. Comment below.
It might be, but yeah. But as of yesterday,
that was the original plan anyway. Was before the flexing happened, I believe, was Philly, Dallas, and then they changed it. So who knows what it's going to be? I think this game is what we call a shit extravaganza. And for that reason, because Kevin O'Connell seems to only be able to win shit extravaganzas, I am picking the Vikings 24-21, probably in overtime. It's probably the worst football you've ever seen in your life.
All right, everybody, don't tune into that game. Quick question. Justin Jefferson playing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay, interesting. Rodeo Raider, you're up.
I think it's high scoring no matter what. I think Jacobs loves Vegas. He goes off in Vegas. He's going to have 180 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. AOC is going to throw for 2, 1 to Jacoby, 1 to Devontae. And
where's Hunter Renfrow?
He's non-existent since frickin' McDaniel's been around. So, I mean, they even fired him, and now he's still like non-existent. So, I don't even know what the hell they're doing with him. But maybe Pierce needs to get him in the lineup. But, yeah, I mean, in my opinion, Hunter Renfrow is one of the best route runners in the league besides Cooper Kupp. But never mind. We'll get off of that. I think it's high scoring, 38-35 Raiders.
I see. If Renfrow, can I make a quick amendment? If Renfrow gets more than 3 catches, the Raiders win this game.
All right. I'll make a call.
All right. Eyebrows are coming off. Okay.
That's still not happening. That's still not happening. No.
Okay, I'm telling you right now, if Dobbs came into mine and he won a game, that first game like that, and I'm pretty sure
he would do it. Jails would do it.
I would have done that. I would have. I guarantee I would have been like, let's go. Because I mean, I can still just kind of do this if I need to. But anyway,
I can pencil an eyebrow in, but I won't have to.
See? Oh my God, Ben! How could you not? He's baiting you.
Baiting.
Yeah. The answer's still no.
I'm gonna.
I have to do a show every week, guys.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Rodeo Raider. I'm taking the Raiders. You're at home. I just don't think Dobbs. I mean, I don't really know about either of your quarterbacks, to be honest. I don't think I know who is better.
They're both awful.
But I like the Raiders defense more than I like the Vikings defense. So I think that's what it's going to come down to. Dobbs is going to be running for his life because Crosby can get through the line. Doesn't matter if he's double team, triple team. That guy is a freak.
Get your donut.
Get your donut. So I'm going to take Raiders. I think they're going to pull away in this one. I'm going to say 28-13. I think they control the game. I like what you said about
that.
He's running the ball well, so I think he's going to run well. Dames, last but not least.
Well, the only opinion that matters is the one that you're about to hear. I fucking love this Raiders team. I love what's happened with them since McDaniels is gone.
What do you like about it? Can I ask you? What do you?
I like it. I'll tell you. The main answer to that is they're not the fucking Vikings. That's the main answer to that. All right. So I got Raiders at home. 31-15.
31.
Is it one of those blowout 31-15s, or is it one of those where it's like a one-score game and then the Raiders put it away?
It's a blowout.
Boom. Boom.
Said it yourself in the top of the show. Minnesota is done. Done. Done.
Remind me never to come on this show again.
Yeah. Welcome to NFL. Ben,
you need a reminder. If you need a reminder, just watch the show.
NFHell.
If I need a reminder, I'll just watch this episode again.
Do you want a razor or do you want clippers for your eyebrows? Which one? You need to decide.
Neither, because we're not doing that. Because it's stupid. Because I have to do
Can you at least take
like
shaver and give me a little?
Okay.
Hey, how about we do the vanilla ice? The little.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Hang on. This is not a fair bet. Rodeo Raider does not have a show to do every week. I do. That's why this isn't fair.
He has a job.
That's your fault. All right, Dames, you're up. Seattle goes to San Fran. My God.
Yeah. This is going to be 42-31. San Francisco.
Whoa.
San Francisco.
Bet the overs on that one.
I know.
Right.
I think our offense has something to prove now, and I think they're gonna show up a little more than they showed up in those week where we had 7 quarters without a touchdown. That's just an anomaly. It's very rare. There were a lot of field goals in those quarters, but I do think Geno makes it through this game without a lot of turnovers. And I think that results. I think we're going to score on the opening drive. I think they win the toss, defer, because they know that's what Pete would do, and make us take the ball first. And I think we drive down and score on them. But then I think our defense gives up the score right back. And then we're just not able to keep pace with them. I do think what James said earlier about this team, where they could beat anybody. They could beat anybody. But it's just they don't ever put together a full 60 minutes on all 3 phases. And they're very capable of doing that. If they did that, they would be we can go back to when we were 5-2. We win those games. I mean, and one of those is a loss to the Rams in week 1 because we lost our offensive line, and then we were winning at halftime, and our 2 tackles got hurt. And that was it.
Yeah, and then that comeback again against Detroit too. I mean, and that was an early game too. And I mean, so yeah, I don't think it's the same team anymore.
But I do think they beat us. I wouldn't feel confident picking Seattle. I will be elated if they win, but it is what it is.
Right, and I almost feel like they came off this Dallas game. It's almost like a heartbreaking. Such a good game, close game. They, like you said, they were up 8. They're kind of, and then they lose it, and then now they got to go to San Fran. I just think it's too tough.
It's normally, I get what you're saying, and normally that would be an issue, but they've already played the Niners and Dallas in a row. So it's like, now we got the Niners and Philly again. So it's like, that doesn't matter. Like, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, right. I mean, I just think, and San Francisco's on a roll though, so they're kind of doing this. It's crazy. They were, they're trending up. So
I don't think they lose again.
I don't think so. Yeah, I'm gonna take San Fran 28. 10. I think San Fran's D is just really good too. So
you think that, do you?
Yeah, I do. Rodeo.
I think it's all about mindset, like Dame said. I mean, I think if they start off quick, they can hang in this game for 3 quarters. I mean, I think they got a chance to win, but I think the defense is just going to be all over Geno. I hope it's a good game, but I don't see it. 31-14 for Niners.
Ben?
I'm going to do a favor to Dames that he does not deserve.
True. I don't deserve a favor, no matter what it is. So go ahead.
I am picking the Seahawks.
All right. What's the
And
score?
here's why. Here's why, because I know I'm going to have to justify this because all of you are looking at me like I'm a fucking idiot right now, and perhaps rightfully
That
so.
hasn't changed since the beginning of the show.
Well, Jails doesn't look at me like I'm an idiot. The other two, I'm not going to comment. So,
no, next
that's
week
'cause-
we'll look with no eyebrows. We'll look at you like an idiot.
Oh,
oh boy.
so you're taking the Seahawks?
I'm taking the Seahawks because I think it's going to be the opposite of what you guys said about the heartbreaking game thing. I think the heartbreaking game is going to drive them and perhaps drive even Geno a little bit over the top. I think Geno's going to come into this game and just be pissed off Geno again. You remember Geno last year when he was just pissed off for like half the year because everybody kept shit talking him? I think Geno's just going to get pissed off now, and he's just going to say, Brock Purdy, you're a bum, and I hate you. And he's just going to... I think it's 34-31 Seahawks. And it probably goes to overtime.
Yeah, like I said, it's all mindset. So, I mean, I think they can hang, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
No, it goes to overtime. I think it goes to overtime, and I think the Seahawks win it because I think Purdy does something stupid in overtime. Because
I'll take that for Dames, and
Okay.
I'll be texting him afterward going, whoo-hoo, if it
because
happens.
guys, can I make a point here? And this is why. Because I don't know if you guys remember the first game San Francisco lost in Minnesota. Why did they lose that game? Because it was crunch time and Purdy did something stupid. He threw a stupid interception.
They missed a field goal.
That too. That didn't help. But Purdy did something stupid and they lost the game. I think the same thing happens here. They'll get the ball first in overtime. San Francisco will be driving. And then somebody on that Seattle defense, Witherspoon probably, because
Jamal Adams.
Or Jamal Adams goes on the
No,
ultimate rehab
Dames is
story.
talking shit about him. So
That's why.
he ain't
That's
doing
what usually
nothing.
happens. He's going to have like a pick 6 or something this game. You want one of those
And
games.
then
You know
he'll
what? No, I'm
apologize.
changing my
I'm
pick.
sorry, Adam. J.A. I'm sorry.
I'm changing it. 37-31 Seahawks, and Adams gets a pick 6 to win the game.
That's fine.
Oh,
You could
shit.
He could get 3
In overtime.
He can get 3 pick sixes in this game, and I still want his contract off the books next year.
Right.
Whoa.
Oh,
That's
hey, I
insane.
get you. Yeah, I mean, yeah. The Jets are still reaping benefits off that. All right, Buffalo at KC. Kansas City at home doesn't lose much. James, I'm gonna let you start this one off.
Dude,
It's a tough one.
this is a really tough one because I feel like both teams are on the way down. Which team do I think is further on the way down? Dude, honestly, this is the kind of thing where you're watching your pitcher pitch and you're like, what's going on? And he gives up a home run and gives up a home run and gives up bases, triples and doubles, and you're just like, what's going on? And then you find out in the 5th inning that he's been hurt for 3 weeks. I feel like that could be like Patrick Mahomes. Something's going on with this dude. And it's more than just he doesn't have wide receivers. Because he has Travis Kelce, who's been invisible for whatever reason.
Her name is Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
No,
he's
don't
on
bring
tour.
it up. Please don't bring it up. Please. I don't
He's
want
on
to
tour
hear it.
with Taylor Swift right now, mentally. But I got Kansas City winning this game, but I'm not comfortable with it, and I don't like the choice. They're at home. Andy Reid's a better coach. That's all I got. I mean, 21-20 is what I have to be like. I really do want Buffalo to win, but I don't have any confidence in them.
Right. Yeah, I mean, James, I'm telling you right now, this is like I almost wanted to.
I will say this too, though. If Buffalo wins this game in Kansas City, they're in trouble, man. They're in trouble.
They're going to win the division, so they'll still win the division. So
maybe not, man.
Who's going to catch them?
Denver.
You're right.
Oh, the Raiders when they go 4-5, like I did my truth earlier. So
maybe they go 5 for 5 and beat Kansas.
Yeah,
because I know that's the one loss you had in there.
Yeah, I did.
So
never know. Yeah, I basically my thing was I was gonna flip a coin. I wasn't sure. I hate them. I can't take a division team when it's down to it. Kansas City at home. I just feel like even though they're not playing well, like we said at the beginning of the show, they're still in first place. They have 8 wins. It's not like they're a bad team. And the thing is Mahomes already won a Super Bowl without Tyreek Hill. So it's not like I'm going to kind of piggyback off Dave. It's not like he doesn't have weapons. It's just they're just not kind of clicking. So maybe they needed this. They'll need this home game. They beat Buffalo. It's this rematch of the AFC title game from a couple. It's like get a little momentum back, get it rolling. I'm taking the Chiefs at home. And I'm gonna say their defense actually plays well this game. I'm gonna say they win 28-20 at home. Rodeo Raider.
I think the Bills need it more, and I think the Bills going to win this game. To be honest with you, they're off a bye. Because if they don't win this game, I think they're done. So, and the Chiefs could still win their division. So, and I mean, the Chiefs don't have Juju anymore. I mean, he was his spark. I mean, if Kelsey wasn't catching the ball, then it was Juju last year. So, I mean, they just don't have that guy to go to. You can double team, triple team Kelsey all day long, but no one else, Rice or whoever the hell they got these days. But Scanley still. So, but I don't know. I honestly think the Bills need it more. And I think Josh Allen's going to come out and freaking light it up 400 yards. I'm going 31-17. Bills.
Ben.
I am picking the Chiefs with an additional caveat here.
Let's hear it.
I think this game goes down to the wire. I think it's like 34-31, some 3-point spread like that, 27-24. I'm sure Ricky knows the spread on this. I actually don't. I would imagine it's not more than 3.5. I'm picking the Chiefs, but I think that end of the game, those 3 points, I think it's because the Chiefs score a touchdown because Sean McDermott makes some stupid decision again, because he seems to every week.
He makes at least 3 bad decisions a game.
Like every other coach.
Right.
No, McDermott's always seemed to come at the bad times, though. So it costs some games. And I think
he's not Staley.
Oh no, Staley, every decision Staley makes is a bad one. Staley's awful. Anyway, the Chiefs win this game, and I think McDermott gets fired on Monday.
Oh,
because I agree. If the Bills lose,
2 firings this week.
Yeah,
Belichick and McDermott, 2 defensive coaches,
both in the AFC East. Salah's
I don't think Belichick gets fired.
Belichick's
not getting fired. Belichick will get traded. He won't get fired.
He's going to the Commanders.
No,
anyway.
Absolutely not. He won't take that Commander's job. He doesn't want it. Why would he?
Full control, and he gets out of New England.
I don't think that owner would give him full control. I don't. Not this early.
We'll see. All right, Denver, Dames going to LA. Who you taking?
I'm taking
Your boy Russ.
Denver to get back on it. I dig Russell this year, and I believe in him. And I kind of want to see what we thought was an impossibility, which was Peyton coming in and fixing it in a year. Like that was an impossibility. It was so fucking broken, if you guys remember.
Hackett. Yeah, we know.
I like the Donkeys. I much prefer the Raiders. This is my old division, you guys. The AFC West, the old.
Yeah.
I got pulled out of it, so I fucking hate all those teams equally. But over time, you just kind of forget it. I always liked playing the Raiders. It was just a fun atmosphere, no matter which stadium you were at. It was raucous, good rivalry.
Forgot Seattle used to be in the AFC.
Yeah. So I got Denver. We're gonna go 31-21.
All right, I'm going with you. I just think again, the Chargers didn't look that good against New England. Now maybe it was New England's defense because they've been playing well, but I just feel like Herbert hasn't like every week we talk about it. I feel like it's the same thing. Is he going to be good? No, and like Ben's been saying all show, their coach, he's the problem. So maybe this is the coach that gets fired after this game. When Denver
somebody's getting fired this week. I think that's the main takeaway here. Somebody's getting fired.
So I think Denver comes in and they get rid of their coach in LA. So I think they win 21-14. Russ has 3 touchdowns, 2 passing, 1 rushing. Rodeo Raider, who you got?
I'm going to go with the Donkeys. I think they're going to get it back on track. They won 5 straight, and then they basically should have won last week, in my opinion. So, but I think it's going to be close. I think Herbert's going to have a pretty good game. Keaton Allen probably have a good game. Maybe Eckler might get his shit back. So I'm going to say 24-21.
Ben?
I'm picking the Broncos, but this is the one game Staley would decide to win. This is the game where Brandon Staley would decide to be a good coach because he knows he's fighting for his damn life.
True.
But I'm picking the Broncos because I think Staley knows he's fighting for his job, and I think he'll try to get overly cute with it because he knows he's fighting for his job. And I think it's a blowout. I think it's like 28-10. And I think the Broncos...
Herbert only scores 1 touchdown? Oh, I don't know about that. But
no, because here's the thing.
But you're not done with Herbert like he is.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
No, I'm done with this version of Herbert, as in
he is still this version this week. So,
but he just still does that weapon. Keenan Allen. You never know with
Keenan Allen could get hurt in this game. Keenan Allen,
but Eckler could catch 3 screen passes for touchdowns too. You never know. So
right.
This could either be.
I think it'll be close. I don't know.
It could be a shootout too. I wouldn't be surprised if this is like 48-41.
Oh yeah, it could be an overs game too for sure. So,
but I'm picking the Broncos.
Okay, you're picking Broncos. All right.
Yeah,
Tuesday night. I know a lot of people are going to tune in. I'm tuning in for this. My buddy's a big Cowboys fan. Going to watch it probably with him over here. Cracker, he listens every week to the show. He tunes in. Philly at Dallas, and because I'm watching it with him, and also because I don't think Philly's that good. And I think Dallas is Dak is playing MVP levels, whether people want to say it or not.
He's top 3 for sure. So
top 3 this year,
probably top 2.
Right. And their defense, they had one maybe game where we were like, "What the fuck?" But other than that, they still get after it. So
there was that Arizona game, guys. Let's not forget about that Arizona game.
Yeah, but that was like week 3. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, each teams have hiccups. So I'm gonna say Dallas wins this close NFC matchup, and I believe if they win this, they'll have the tiebreaker. So Philly could go basically from the 1 seed to the 6 or.
But would they have the tiebreaker because they would be 1-1 apiece? So I don't know. Yeah. It depends on who else they have beat. I think.
It's point differential. It's point differential then.
So Philly didn't win by big the first game because Dak stepped out of bounds. But that's a different case.
So basically next week we'll have this.
Yeah.
Especially if Dallas wins. If Philly wins, we'll be like, well, it doesn't matter now. But I'm going to take Dallas, like I said. At home, I think they'll be amped up. Crowd's going to be raucous. Division game. Should be a great game. So, Dames.
What was your score?
My score was, let's say Dallas 33, Philly 28.
Oh, high scoring.
Dames.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a high scoring game too. I got Philly 29, Dallas 35.
Rodeo, who you taking?
I don't know. It's a coin flip. I think Dallas is due. They have to win one of these games. So, I mean, they really do. So,
I with you. Like, I feel like they're always there. It's like,
I mean, yeah, they have to win one of these games. I mean, they've been so close. And I mean, I watched that whole last game and, and I mean, just like it's a game of inches and football always is. But I mean, that game was really a game of inches. So I like Dallas. I mean, I think I like them because Philly, like you said earlier, Philly, I don't think is that good either. So I think they're going to win by 10, 31-21.
nice. Ben.
Every time Dallas ends up in prime time, in Dallas specifically, last week being an exception, it ends up being a boring game. Because here's the facts, Jack. Dallas is boring to watch. They're not a fun team to watch. Dak Prescott is boring. He is Kirk Cousins. Guys, he is rich boy Kirk Cousins. He is.
Dude, Dallas, I feel like Dallas's offense has been on fire lately, and their defense has Micah Parsons is fun to watch just on his own. That kid's flying in there every play.
And maybe it's because I still hate Mike McCarthy. Maybe that's part of the reason I can't stand watching god awful team. I hate the Cowboys. I'm picking them though. I'm picking them 30-27 at home, and I think it is a very boring 30-27 because anytime the Cowboys are in primetime, it has to be boring.
All right, well, so we'll be tuning into this 30-28.
Yeah, lots of scoring for a boring game, but that's fine.
No, it'll all be. No, here's what'll happen. It'll all be in the fourth quarter after everybody's gone to bed. It'll turn into a good game after everybody says fuck it.
All right, moving on. And I don't know if you guys knew this before. I didn't know this until I, put these in my. There's 2 Monday night games.
I did.
I hate this. I hate this.
I agree. I think we had this discussion week 1. I think this every year we're just like, why?
I think it was the first 3 weeks actually.
Yeah, it was, and it's like, and these two are starting at the exact same time, right?
And they're both awful games. Yes. They're both terrible.
Yes, Tennessee, Miami is the one we will start with. Do we really have to pick who we think's going to win this game?
Miami. Tyreek Hill has 4 touchdowns. It's fucking 70-3.
Rodeo's going back to 2 70-point games in one season.
Back to the donkeys shellacking.
Holy shit. That would actually be insane.
I mean, would you put it past them? No, it's Tennessee. Shit.
So does Vrabel lose his job after this?
No. Vrabel will not lose his job.
Ben, who you taking in this one? Miami.
Well, yeah, you know who I'm taking.
Yeah.
Vrabel doesn't get fired, though. I think Vrabel gets that Ohio State job if Ryan Day gets chucked out the door.
I don't think he's getting chucked out the door, though. But
yeah, I will see.
Dude, when was the last time? Okay. In terms of Ohio State coaches in the last 20 years, I don't remember any of them that have made this many bad decisions, had bad games, specifically against Michigan. I know they almost beat them this year. I don't care.
They've lost 3.
But there's only been 3 coaches in the last 20 years, too. So it's not like there's been 10 of them.
Well, does anybody think Ryan Day is a good coach? Does anybody?
I don't think he's a bad coach.
Well, back to Miami.
Yeah.
Who you taking?
Hey, the fish.
I'm taking Miami. I'm taking Miami 52-10.
Anyway. All right. James. Oh,
shit, he got the fish hat on.
Dude, we should have an episode where you have a team hat and everyone you just pick the winner by just putting your hat.
All right, there's his answer.
We know that one. Guys.
What score?
So do you guys? I'm gonna go 41-17.
That might be 41 at half. The fish.
Yeah. They might take 2 out at half.
Yeah.
All right, before we get to the last game of the week, which is our 2 other hosts who aren't here, we want to say thanks to Ben and Rodeo Raider Thanks for being with us.
Thanks
Great
for the invite. Had a great
amazing
time.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Also stick around for these picks coming up. Put some money down.
The Poop Factor game of the week coming up, folks. The Poop Factor.
Yep. So we're just gonna say, is Gobo taking did he say he was taking the Giants? G-Man's taking the Giants, of course. I can't remember who they took.
No, he's picking Green Bay.
He's ruining the streak, dude.
That's what he said. He said,
yeah,
quote, if I'm wrong, I won't pick Green Bay the rest of the way.
So we need to put that in quotes on the screen when they lose. So then when he tries to, we just can already put him in for him. He doesn't even get to pick the game.
So what's Green Bay won? 4 straight or 3?
3.
I feel like, or 2.
3?
They only won back-to-back games.
Maybe it is only 2.
I think it's only 2. They won Thanksgiving. And
Thanksgiving. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way. Hey, but they beat the Chiefs. Aha.
Yeah, that's a big win. So I'm taking the Packers. I like this DeVito kid for G-Men Jazz. I like that young defense, but I just think Green Bay's playing too well. Love, I feel like Dames comparing him to Favre. I watched all those things they were showing on Monday Night Football, the release, the footwork, Rodgers, Favre, and now him. It's exactly the same. So if this happens again, I swear to Buddy Christ, if they have 60 basically years of 20 years of quarterback, 60 years straight of the quarterbacks, dude. So I'm taking Green Bay at home, 23-13.
All right. I'm going to say this. If you go out there and you beat Detroit, Kansas City, and then this New York team, which is not, remember, this was a playoff team last year, you guys. I mean, we're missing a quarterback. There's not a lot to play for, but this defense is fucking legit. If Green Bay wins this game and Jordan Love plays like he's played the last 2 games, with the Favrean look to him, and I know you're like, whoa, back up, but I can't think of anybody else to compare him to other than these last 2 games. He certainly was garbage like 5 weeks ago when he couldn't throw the ball past 10 yards. And we talked about it on the show. I gave the statistics. It was terrible. He was worst in the league at I think it's
anything over 10 yards.
His completion percentage was like 28% beyond 10 yards. That was horrible. But that's not the guy I'm seeing right now.
They're clicking now, the whole team.
Freaking lot of growth. And his receivers are not dropping balls anymore, which was a huge problem for a couple weeks. I'm going to pick the Giants because of the defense. I think this is where he hits a defense that they haven't played for a while. And it's not going to be a high-scoring game. I might go 18-17 Giants. I want Green Bay to win this game. Sorry, Jess. Because I like the story they're on. I would like to see them get into a playoff position. They're in it right now, and the Giants are just done. So I don't want the Giants to win. I want to see Green Bay and what they can do with the playoff berth, because I love them now that Aaron Rodgers is gone. I fucking hate that guy. So fuck the Jets for taking him, but thank you for taking him. 18-17 Giants.
Ben, I'm pretty sure you're not going to pick the Packers. They're in your division, or?
I'm going to pick the Packers, but with a caveat.
Let's hear it.
I'm picking the Packers, but I think Jordan Love looks awful. I think the pixie dust comes off Jordan Love. I think they still find a way to win this game because this is just one of those games that Matt LaFleur can.
I'm like, who cares what he looks like?
I like his little mustache. It looks nice.
No, Jordan Love, I think he plays like he did a few weeks ago again. I think it's all got to be dink and dunk. I think LaFleur will just coach them into eking out a 13-10 win, and we're back to Jordan Love sucks.
All right. Rodeo.
Well, I don't think the player's going to give up on Dayball, but I think Green Bay is just clicking too good right now. So I'm going Green Bay 28-10.
All right. That concludes this week's episode of NFHell. Make sure you're back here, same time, same channel, Lock 22. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for picking picks. Stick around for Ricky's picks. Make that bread. I'm Midwest Jet. Dames Marvs. Special guest Ben. Rodeo Raider. Yay!
I wish he would have showed up with an eye patch.
That would have been sweet. See you guys next week.
Thank you, gentlemen.
See ya.
Go
Thank
watch
you.
2 Marks and a Spark.
Fuck the Vikings.
What's good, everybody? What's really good? Ricky Montalvo back here again for the Week 14 slate for all my gambling degenerates and cutie pies during the Christmas season. It's December. It's my favorite month of the year. Great time to spend with family and friends. And of course, if you were like me on Thanksgiving, you were betting, and you'll be betting on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. We'll get there soon, but happy holidays, Merry Christmas to all of you. Week 13 in the books, going 1-3. This is fun, isn't it, my friends? It is gotten ugly right now for the Ricky's picks. We are now at 20-21. Underwater officially 49%. Which means red alert. Red alert. It's breaking down, folks. So for me as a gambler, and for what I'm doing with this experiment, I want to kind of break this down a little bit for you guys. So what happens for me as a bettor is as the week goes on, I take more and more positions than what I give here on a Tuesday. There's just so much to kind of break down as we work towards Sunday. Injuries being a key part, emotion of the game, injury reports, practices, who's in, who's out. It's kind of a big deal, right? And in this experiment, I'm making picks on a Tuesday. Right now, it's late night on a Tuesday as we're about to lock in some picks here. For me personally, my portfolio, my positions, whatever you want to call it, grow as the week goes on. So for me this year, I've actually had a productive year. I'm sitting on a 55% win rate as of now. I won't go into how many bets I make or my unit size or anything of that nature. But what I've noticed for this year so far is how much the public is actually cashing out and how weird it's been as a season. Gambling is not just year basis. It is year to year. It is over the course, over a career. And last year was insanely profitable for me. I did better than I really should have done. And quite frankly, I expected regression, but regression has come a little bit heavier on your boy, if I'm just being honest here. So now it's December. I can't afford the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip. None of you can either because I've taken all your money. It's getting rough out here. But really, I had called someone that I handicapped for, kind of explained the same situation, and I felt like a lot of you deserve the same explanation as well. It's not an excuse because honestly, nothing changes, and I do expect positive regression, but this is just the way sometimes things go. There are challenges making picks this early, but my confidence does not change, and neither should yours, my friends. So that's our lesson for the week is you want to keep analyzing year to year as you go through your betting career if you're going to do this. I keep books on every single year, every single bet, all the money that goes in, all the money that goes out. It's of paramount importance because I've actually discovered some things from last year's data that were really strong points for me last year and of emphasis. And really, I'm not changing anything. I don't need to change anything. I'll keep learning lessons as I go along here. But ultimately, what I don't want you guys to lose sight of is that betting straight and plugging away, betting on the dogs, taking the ugly bets is still the way to go. Public's been getting fat lately. Good for them. But this is the chapter of positive regression for Ricky's picks. Still got 5 more weeks to go here. We're on week 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. And oh, yes, I will be betting on week 18. It's a great week to bet. And that's about where our experiment for us is going to conclude. I'll bet on the postseason, but for now, let's see how we finish up. My confidence does not change whatsoever. I'm over it an hour after it happens. You get right back to the grind, you pay attention, and you bet with confidence. Straight bets, single units. Let's go. And looking back on last week, let's go over some of our positions. We had the Commanders plus 9.5. Big dog against Miami. Ricky, why the hell did we make that bet? Well, it was a great position. Outdoors, we got our ugly weather that we wanted. Commanders, Sam Howell. I've said this before on this podcast. He threw a pick 6. When you are on a big dog and your quarterback throws a pick 6, you're done. You're cooked. And that's what happened. It takes the air out of a team. I told you guys last week this team might quit. And when you throw that pick 6 after being so close in score, you absolutely take the wind out of them. It was done then. Moving on. Browns plus 3.5. To be completely honest with you guys, as the week went along and Flacco was announced, my confidence in the position really waned on the 3.5 and on the Browns in general. Flacco had been there for a little bit. I wasn't like, oh no, like this is awful. But I really would have preferred PJ Walker, some rushing upside, keep him off balance. We didn't get it. Didn't cash. Moving on from that one, my friends. This is the one that got me. The Titans plus 1. We should absolutely be counting the coin. This was infuriating. The variance, and this is what I'm talking about, guys, with when it comes to backing dogs and the public cashing out. The variance of this game to have 2 punts blocked by the Colts alone was insane. Yet still, the Titans did what they needed to do. They drove the field late, scored. We just need the extra point. But guess what? On one of those blocked punts, their placeholder, the punter, had his knee turned inside out. Don't know how that didn't get called. Whatever. Kick the field, the extra point, they miss it. The PAT. We go OT. Titans do their thing first. They get the ball first. They go down. They get a field goal. And then the defense of the Titans is so worried about the touchdown, of stopping the field goal, they let Alex Pierce behind them. You know the rest. Guy gives up inside leverage to Michael Pittman. There goes your bet. Titans dominated that game. Dominated it. A position they had to have that game. Their season, they knew it would be coming out of reach. They're at home. They're a dog. I will back that position 10 times out of 10. But this is what I'm talking about. Floof. There goes the money. And then finally, 1265 Lombardi did not disappoint. If you tuned in to Sunday Night Football, I'm sure a lot of you were already frustrated with me and my picks of the week, but the Packers did not disappoint as the outright cashes. And if I'm being completely honest with you, this is one of my heavier positions of the week, including sprinkling a little bit on the money line because it just felt right in prime time. The Packers at home being dogs. Mahomes, not good when he is a big favorite. He'll win, but he typically doesn't cover. And here he loses. And if you want my 2 cents as a Packers fan, no, again, nothing has changed from last week. I told you last week, I'm not ready to crown love. Let's see the body of work. It's just year 1. Let's see how he does his sophomore year when the tape's all out on him. But if you're a Packers fan, you should be excited. You should be excited for what you're seeing from this team and this organization. The Packers hit for us. We move, my friends. 5 more weeks. We can do it. I had really projected us to be at a higher unit spread at this point. But like I told you myself, my own regression, it's been there. The market, she not been kind. But do you think I'm going to break down and change everything up? Not a chance. I believe we plug away. We got this. And I believe that this first pick for you guys, the rookies picks, is going to inspire a ton of confidence. As we back one of my favorite positions here, we have the Panthers traveling to the Caesar Superdome, noon, facing the Saints with a line that is all over the place. 4.5, 5s, 5.5, take your pick. It's all bouncing around a lot of different books right now. We have a public dog, folks, with money on the Panthers. This line was sitting at 6.5 on Sunday. She has dropped. A lot of books showing 5, a lot of 5.5s. I was on the Panthers last week in my own personal positions against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They were hanging a +6. Was able to get it in a division opponent against a Bucs team that I think is much better than the Saints. They covered it with 3. Felt really good to back that after Frank Reich had been terminated and had gotten out of there and out of the way, quite frankly. This team is in a lot of turmoil, but they've relieved a lot of the coaching staff, and it puts notice on a lot of the players that you need to put up or shut up because contracts are now on the line as we overhaul this team to build around Bryce Young. Another promising young quarterback who we should not demonize nor anoint at this time. The Panthers look good. They're aggressive, willing to push the ball down the field. The running game, Chuba Hubbard, had really picked up against the Buccaneers team. I felt there were some nice trends to back there, the way they were playing. The Saints are so fucking bad. Jameis Winston here likely to start. Derek Carr in concussion protocol. Jameis as a favorite is one of the worst quarterbacks against the spread. The Saints defense for adjusted schedule is all rock bottom at this point. Overall, terrible. They cannot generate pass rush. Dennis Allen, as a favorite, he is awful. 5, 16-1. The head coaching position, they lose to the Panthers here, he might be gone. The Saints cannot score in the red zone. It's been happening all year. Are you a fantasy fan? One of the reasons why you're missing a lot of fantasy points is because when the Saints get in the red zone, they can't do it. The Saints controlled the ball more than the Lions last week and outgained them. But I think that stat is fugazi. The Lions dominated them, crushed them in the first quarter. They probably switched up some of their tact offensively and defensively, kind of allowed them back into the game. But ultimately, we're trying to kill clock. Back the Panthers, 5.5 here. They just gave the Bucks hell. I think the Bucks are better than the Saints. The Saints, this number, it's just flat out wrong. Somebody hung the wrong number. This should be, to me, closer to 3.5 here with the Panthers. We're getting value, in my opinion. The Saints have no business, to me, being this large of a favorite. I don't care if Carr plays. He's just as terrible as Jameis. Jameis is even worse, but he's bad. He's not right. This is his second concussion, I believe, as well, as he sits here in the protocol. Panthers on the upswing. Saints still ticking down. Now, maybe the Saints come out with a lot of piss and vinegar, knowing that their season may very well be on the line here. But is this team really fighting for their head coach and Dennis Allen? I'm not so sure. Give me the Panthers +5, 5.5 at the Saints. First pick of Ricky's picks. And sliding on into the number 2, we have those Detroit Lions traveling to Soldier Field versus the Chicago Bears. Line sitting at 3.5 with many threes popping up. The public and the money on the Bears. The line has dropped from 5 at this time when it opened on Sunday. The pros know, just like the pros knew with the Panthers, knocking that number down. You better believe that's sharp money coming in on that. The weather will be a big factor here in Soldier Field. We're talking high winds, ugly football here, early December with this game. Chicago's scheme should be here to run the ball, using not only their running backs, but also Justin Fields. Goff outdoors, we've already touched on this before. He's not good. He's not playing in a dome here. The Bears are off the bye. This is a classic Ricky spot. What do I mean by that? Home divisional dog. It's an easy bet to make. I still think there's value on the 3.5. I think it goes anything lower than that. The value's on the Lions. I'm not so sure that the Bears still will win this game, but I do not like the Lions here. I think that they are playing. Their football is getting worse and worse, in my opinion. They just beat up on the Saints. They blew them out early. I don't think that this team can get that type of momentum in this inclement weather on the road against a division foe. The Bears came really close to just flat out beating the Lions the last time they met. Now, I don't typically like to follow that trend per se, but I still think there's too much value on the board with the Bears getting points at home. Goff, I just feel like when they played the Packers, that score kind of got a little bit lopsided and they got away from running the ball. I think that's the only way the Lions really control this game, is if they can truly get that running game going and take the game out of Goff's hands. But I think the Bears have done enough on defense schematically to where they should be able to slow down the Lions and keep us tight here. Give me the Bears at Soldier Field at home, +3.5. Seeing plenty of 3.5s to be able to get right now here late on a Tuesday. Grab it if you can. If not, grab the 3. Give me the Chicago Bears, second pick of Ricky's picks. And moving on to our last and final pick. We've got a juicy one for you in this, what is really a terrible, terrible slate this week of football. A lot of bad games. So many quarterbacks injured at this point. But I'm going to give you a juicy one here, as the Bills traveling to Arrowhead Stadium versus the Chiefs. It's our afternoon prime time at 3:25 with the line tucked in at the 2.5. Folks, we got a pros Joe's here. Money on the Chiefs, public on the Bills. I feel like with this game, the Bills are in a desperate position. Their whole season is on the line here. The heartbreak with the Eagles, they're coming off the bye here. Josh Allen was a favorite for MVP not so long ago after beating the Miami Dolphins. They've had to deal with some defensive injuries, but they're playing better football. I think that the Bills are the better team right now at this moment. The Chiefs, they just lost to the Packers. What is going on with Kansas City right now? Not saying the Packers are any slouch, my beloved cheese. They're on the upswing. But you were 5.5 point favorites at closing time, closing line value. It's hard to back the Chiefs right now. That all being said, give me the fucking Kansas City Chiefs at home underneath the field goal. Have you guys not been paying attention to me? Oh, you thought I was going to say the Bills? Huh? What have I been saying? It's Patrick Mahomes off of an awful loss at home in December underneath the field goal. This line tucked at the 2.5. Been preaching it all season. It's an auto bet. Give it to me. Kansas City Chiefs. A game that they have to have. Their season's getting really sideways right now, too. I do think that the Bills are a team of desperation. And I think that they're kind of better than the Chiefs, but the Chiefs just have their number. I feel like this is a good spot here. Play the number. If this was at 3.5, I would be on the Bills. But here, this might come down to who has the ball last, but ultimately I think the Chiefs are the right spot. At home, at Arrowhead. We're just playing the metrics here, my friends. It's an easy bet to make. Don't overthink this one. The public, they're on the Bills because they are so pissed off at the Chiefs. They are so mad that everyone's parlays and everyone's teasers got blown the fuck up by my beloved Green Bay Packers. Shit, did we just get another Hall of Famer? Kidding. I'm kidding. Honestly, though, this past week was a damn near historically terrible week for the books. If it wasn't for the Packers bailing them out, all those parlays and teasers cash. And then we got to see what happened with the Jaguars. I think it saved a lot of the books. Otherwise, a historically bad weekend from them. I listened to some podcasts. They talk about communication with the books. The books will just straight up tell them how well they did, how bad they did. They were getting killed on Sunday, which is a big part of why some of our bets are not cashing. It's because the public keeps kind of winning. We don't always fade the public. The public should win, but not at the clip that they've been winning at. The positive regression is coming, my friends. Give me the Chiefs, third pick of Ricky's picks. Under the field goal. Play the number, baby. And I'm going to talk about one game here. Just kind of a little bonus here. I'm not going to give you an official pick or bet. We're going to stick to our 3 here. But the Eagles and the Cowboys. This line, let's have a little gander quick at it, see where it's at right now. Seeing 3s, 3.5s. Not much has changed there. I feel like pros are going to be a little bit split on this. Okay. So the biggest key and the biggest question is, what is the real health of Jalen Hurts? We saw him leave the game against the Niners last week. I I was on the Niners. Eagles, I think, just played too long against the Bills with that OT. And Hurts, someone's going to figure out something, and I think you'll see the line shift one way or the other. If it comes down, if it shrinks, like let's just say to 2.5, means someone probably got information that Hurts is good to go and he's actually perfectly fine. But if it starts to skyrocket and balloon, it means that there's probably something not right with Hurts right now. And I think it's key. I think, though, at the current line it's at, I would still back the Cowboys. Now, I've talked about this before. Dak against the elite teams, you want to fade them. Here at home, with the way this team has been playing, they've been on fire. And a lot of it has to do with them opening up the passing game and not just running the ball. They've changed up kind of their ways. You know, I was on the Eagles when these teams first met. It was closer than I thought it was going to be, kind of really came down to it. Here, the Cowboys seem like the strong side, the right side. If you played the Eagles, I wouldn't hate it. A little bit one of a tougher handicap. I'm telling you guys, I will probably be on the Cowboys, but keep your ear out for the news. I wanted to put this one in. I just couldn't get there. Kind of like last week with Lane Johnson and everything for the Eagles. Ultimately, the blowout occurred. And don't fall into a trap later in the year. If the Eagles and the Niners meet again, pay attention to injuries. Because if the Eagles are far more rested or healthy, they're just going through a really tough stretch of games here. Really tough. And I actually watched the Niners game with a buddy of mine, and I said, you know, maybe the Eagles, they don't go ham on this game because they do know that the Cowboys are next week. And that has bigger implications than the Niners, considering the division. So a little bit of a teaser there for you, my friends. But it's time for the positive regression overall. I still think we can get there. Nothing's changed. The system don't change. The bets don't change. Stay straight, homies. Get in the trenches with me. We can do this. Another week of opportunity. Appreciate all of you. Take care of your loved ones. Gamble responsibly. And this has been Ricky's Picks with Ricky Montalvo. See all of you in the trenches.